welcome to St. George, Utah. It is time for some college football. The season and home opener for Utah Tech as they welcome into Greater Zion Stadium the 7th-ranked UC Davis Aggies. Hi there, everybody. Rod Zundel along with Max Christensen III. Max, let's start with UC Davis. They got a game under their belt last week in the FCS Kickoff Classic against Mercer, the 11th-ranked Mercer Bears. They had a 23-3 lead. The Mercer cut it to 23-17. Then the game was called because of lightning.
My name is
what
Jeremy
did we learn
James,
about this very good and talented UC Davis Aggies team?
First and foremost, Caden Pinnock. He is the straw that stirs the drink for UC Davis, if you will. Very dynamic quarterback, a dual threat guy. You got to be able to contain him if you want any chance of beating this team.
So Caden Pinnock getting his first college football start last week. And they say that you make your most improvement from game 1 to game 2. Well, this is their game 2. Trailblazers just have film to look at. Is that an advantage or disadvantage that they get to see film on them and the Aggies don't have film to see on the Trailblazers?
Might be a little bit of an advantage for the Trailblazers, especially because the Aggies don't really even know who the Trailblazers are going to roll out there at quarterback to start this ball game.
Well, we're going to tell you who's going to roll out a quarterback for Utah Tech. It's going to be Bronson Barbin, redshirt freshman, started a couple of games last year and then was injured. He's going to start, but Reggie Graff, he started 4 or 5 games last year, so he will also get a lot of playing time. They're both played high school ball about 2 minutes from the stadium at Dixie High School. There you see number 8, Bronson Barbin, right there, as we are about ready to get things underway here in St. George, Utah. Trailblazers will receive the kick. And we'll get our first look at the Trailblazer offense under second-year offensive coordinator Greg Stevens. Trailblazers coached by Lance Anderson in his second year here in St. George. 1-11 a year ago for the Trailblazers. For the Aggies, Tim Plow in his second season led the Ags to an 11-3 record last year. That's the most wins in school history and a spot in the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs.
Yeah, traditionally this team's very, very good. Again, they've had a couple of matchups with Utah Tech. Hasn't gone their way in the past. Hopefully they can switch it up tonight.
This is the third meeting between the two. UC Davis won the first 2. Isaac Mancera set to kick off for the Aggies. Chris Street, Shamar Garrett back to receive the kick. College football fans, we are underway in 2025. Chris Street calls for a fair catch, and it's going to be a dead ball, and that's a new rule that any kind of a fair catch signal, whether it's legal or not, it will be a dead ball foul. So yeah, if you just do a half signal, before it was live, now it's dead.
We keep trying to improve the protection of the game, protection of the players. That's just one implementation of it, starting, like you said, this season.
So Bronson Barbin, the starting quarterback, redshirt freshman for the Trailblazers. 3 starts a year ago. Asa Chapman at running back, the option to the left side. Chapman stopped for about a 2-yard gain. And number 4 in white, that's the Big Sky preseason Defensive Player of the Year, Rex Connors from Pleasant Grove, Utah. His twin brother, Porter Connor, is also a starter.
And he really came down there and filled that alleyway from his free safety spot. Looked pretty good on that play to start for the Aggies.
So 2nd down and 8. Nothing doing for Chapman. Maybe a yard, that's it. Sam Goligoski. He led the team in sacks last year. Number 31 makes the stop.
Really no movement for the Trailblazers up front. The Aggie defensive line does a great job of stalemating and even slipping a couple blocks on that play to be able to force a 3rd and long.
Trailblazers starting 2 freshmen on the offensive line. Dallin Johnson, a transfer out of BYU, and Matthew Snar out of Draper, Utah, Corner Canyon High School. First pass for Barban, and it's caught. No, incomplete, dropped by Eric Olson, a local kid from here in St. George. Cannot hang on, and so 3 and out, and that's one thing that we talked about earlier, finished drives. They didn't have a chance to get that one started. Too many 3 and outs a year ago, and 3 and out here against a very good UC Davis defense.
Not a great way to start a ball game, not the way you want to start the season, but again, Rex Connors, preseason Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year, breaks that pass up to force the 4th down. That's what good players do.
New putter for Utah Tech, Ryan Marks, a transfer from Utah State, averaged 43 yards a kick for the Aggies last year, gets off a boomer. And going back is Kalani Riddick inside the 20, breaks 1 tackle and makes a pretty good chunk out of nothing. Picked up an extra 12 yards when he should have been stopped inside the 20. So we're going to get our first look at freshman Caden Pinnock. Got his first college start last week against Mercer. Combined 203 passing and rushing yards, a touchdown toss, and a touchdown run. This guy's an athlete.
Like you said, the guy's dynamic, along with returning 5 stars on the offensive line. So these guys are experienced, they're able to communicate, and you have a guy back there who can move if you do get beat.
Leighton Tanavasa and Marley. Cody Carlson, the 3 down lineman. Number 63 is Marley. Sagapolu missed all of last year, and right up the middle, across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Good chunk on the first play from scrimmage at Jordan Fisher. And UC Davis Max, they love to play up-tempo. Fisher again stopped about a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, hurry-up's going to benefit UC Davis tonight as Utah Tech's a little bit banged up on the front part, especially interior part of their defensive line.
Players to watch here for the offense for UC Davis is Caden Pinnock. We obviously talked about him. But on defense, it's Dallin Havea, the transfer from BYU, on the right side of that line to try to contain him.
He's going to be super important, like you said, to be able to contain Caden Pinnock, and we'll see what happens on this 3rd and very short for the Aggies.
You got Will Alaveo, number 11, on the outside on the left side for Utah Tech. Pinnock in the gun. Handoff again. 3rd straight run. This time it's Vargas. And Vargas is stopped, but he's going to get across the 40 to the 41. First down. Move the chains for the Aggies.
Not a shocker that the Aggies are going to come out and try and run and pound the ball on Utah Tech. They've done that historically. And again, Utah Tech gave up 271 yards on the ground last season per game, so not a bad strategy.
Pinnock's first pass tipped at the line of scrimmage by Will Alaveo, number 11. So that time they got to him a little quicker, and Alaveo, I believe, tipped that ball away.
Yeah, that's one of Will's specialty. You see him coming off the edge right here, gets chopped.
No, it wasn't Will. That was Marley.
Yeah.
That was Marley, who missed all of last year. Fasitoatai Sagapolu out of Crimson Cliffs High School here in St. George. They call him Marley, and you can understand why.
I was going to say, bless you on that one.
2nd down and 10. Fisher in the backfield next to Pinnock. Here comes the pressure. Pinnock loses one guy. Ball on the ground. Trailblazers pick it up, and they get the first break on the turnover. That time they got to Pinnock, and it paid off. Trailblazers have it at the 30-yard line.
Number 1, Justin Houston.
The transfer from Fresno State.
Coming up from his strong safety spot, gets in there and forces the sack. You see the Trailblazers are going to send a couple guys, have a couple free rushers coming in. Will almost gets him, but Justin Houston finishes it off, and Carlson with the fumble recovery. Trailblazers on the plus side of the 50 going in.
So now the Trailblazers have it 1st down and 10 at the 30-yard line. That time they put Fisher in motion to the left side. That left the other side of the defense wide open, and Pinnock was exposed. So here comes Bronson Barban with Asa Chapman. Flank to his right. Eric Olson in the slot. That's True Tanner in motion. Barban out to Chapman. Nothing doing. Great defensive play. That time coming up is Jaden Stanley, the 6 foot, 195-pound senior from Atherton, California.
every single team in the country, Rod, practices open field tackling. Why? Because it's hard to do. That's a great play by that young man in space.
Empty backfield for Barban. Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 12. 3 receivers left, couple to the right. Aggies showing blitz off the right side. Barban changes the play, and here they come from the other side. Cross the middle, caught. 1st down, 15-yard line. And that is Dominic Oliver, a freshman from Las Vegas, Nevada Legacy High School, a true freshman. He has had an excellent fall camp, and with a couple of receivers banged up for the Trailblazers, he was expected to get a chance, and boy, did he take advantage of it right there.
Great catch over the middle, especially with Rex Connors bearing down on him. He's able to secure that, get that great 1st down for the Trailblazers. They're marching to score.
Trailblazers at the 16. Chris Street now in at running back. Barban, the quarterback draw. Bronson Barban to the 10. 6-yard pickup.
You don't expect a lot of that from Barban. You expect it more from Reggie Graff. He's able to come in there, but the line does a good job of sliding to the left just a little bit to give Bronson that opening on that quarterback draw.
Max, you talked about it last year. Trailblazers had trouble finishing drives. Here's their opportunity to get this season off on the right foot here by finishing off a drive, and a great opportunity. 2nd down and 4. Ball just outside the 10-yard line. True Tanner in motion. They hand it to True on the fly sweep. Nothing there. And he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. And was that Nate Ricena?
Yeah, it looked like Nate Ricena on that play.
Yeah, Nate Ricena.
Yeah.
He played 24 games at Cal for the Bears.
Well, and against this defense, it's hard to go sideline to sideline. As you can see, big number 8 coming up, filling the alleyway. Very physical. This defense, very physical. Wants to run, wants to hit. It's going to be tough for the Trailblazers if they're going to go east to west.
Yeah, sideways not going to work. 3rd down and 9. Ball at the 15-yard line. Asa Chapman now splits out wide right. Empty backfield for Barban. Here comes the blitz right up the middle. Barban across the middle, broken up nicely. Good closeout by number 11, and that is Drew Cofield. He is a true freshman. He's one of the highest recruits that UC Davis has ever had from Thousand Oaks, California, Newberry Park High School.
Turned down offers from BYU, Washington, a couple big schools. He committed to the Aggies early and stuck with them, which is very rare in this day and age in college football.
Yeah, all right. Bring on Ilya Uvedov for the field goal, 33-yarder. Ryan Marks, the punter, holding. Uvedov right through the middle, and the Trailblazers take the first lead, 3-0 on a 33-yard field goal by the Russian Rocket, he calls himself, Ilya Uvedov. We're going to take a break. 9:06 left in the first quarter. 3-0 Utah Tech here in St. George, Utah. Ilya Uvedov with a 33-yard field goal to give Utah Tech the 3-0 lead over UC Davis with 9:06 left here in the first quarter, St. George, Utah. Boy, beautiful night. Sun is set now, and just a spectacular night here in St. George. So Uvedov with the kickoff, and it'll be taken fair catch. So UC Davis will have it for the second time.
Are we gonna have to switch to the NFL kickoff rule in order to start getting returns back in college football? Because I feel like the majority of the games I watch today, you see it out here. Almost every kickoff is going to be fair caught from now on. They might have to tweak that rule, bring the NFL rules down here in order to get a couple returns in.
So Pinnock, after the fumble and recovery by Cody Carlson for the Trailblazers, has it 1st and 10 at his own 25. Couple receivers off to the right. And that's on the sweep around the left side. And that's going to be a good chunk up, 9-yard gain for UC Davis, 2nd down and 1 coming up.
Look, that was number 8, Samuel Batu Jr. on that sweep.
He's the team's leading returning receiver. Handoff to Fisher, breaks through into the secondary. There he goes. He will go all the way. Touchdown, UC Davis. And just like that, the Aggies have the lead on a 76-yard touchdown run. Jordan Fisher.
Mr. Fisher, electric, running that right up the middle, which is where the Trailblazers struggled last season in being able to stop the run. And, I mean, they're almost even going hurry up on the extra point as well. Yeah. But you see him hit that gap and then just outruns every single Trailblazer on the field.
66-yard touchdown run, Jordan Fisher. Last week he had a 42-yarder against Mercer. So on to kick the extra point, Hunter Ridley. And that was the big problem for the Trailblazers last year.
Yep.
Extra point is up and good. 8:32 left, first quarter. Back and forth we go. 7-3 now. UC Davis out on top of Utah Tech. Good crowd here for the season and home opener for Utah Tech. Student section, the Stampede, it's all filled up, and so far a pretty good ball game here. Utah Tech trailing 7-3 after a 66-yard touchdown run from Jordan Fisher. Trailblazers give up 272 yards rushing a game last year already. UC Davis has 69 yards on the ground halfway through the first quarter. That equals out to be about, times that by 4, 240 yards.
Yeah, you got to be able to stop big plays, especially if you want to beat a good team, whether it's at home or on the road, doesn't matter.
Shamar Garrett takes a knee in the end zone, so Trailblazers will have it for the 3rd time.
Touchback.
They had a golden opportunity when they recovered a fumble at the UC Davis 30, but could only manage a field goal. Give credit to that. Very fast, and you mentioned it. This is a fast defense.
Yeah.
Both going side to side is not going to cut it.
No, you got to be able to be a little more dynamic. Try and match them, smash mouth for smash mouth football in order to get downhill, get some yards, but you can't just run sideline to sideline against this team.
One of the players to watch for Utah Tech on offense is Shamar Garrett. Number 4, he's going to be all over the field. As an H-back, running back, receiver. And now the Aggies threatening blitz. And here they come right up the middle. The option to Chapman around the left side. Gets around the edge and knocked out of bounds. Good gain on first down. Pickup of 7 out to the 32.
It looks like they want to get Barbin moving a little bit more than we might have thought. You see him running the option here. He's more of a traditional quarterback in the pocket, but pitches that out to Chapman on the edge, able to get outside. A little dynamic misdirection there to your guy, Shamar Garrett, doing whatever you can to get the ball in number 4's hands. If you are the Trailblazers, that's what you want to be able to do.
Now the Trailblazers are getting a little bit of an up-tempo offense, and when you watch their practices and their scrimmages, when they got into an up-tempo, that's when they really became successful and got into a rhythm.
Yeah, it's tough because you can't get subs in. Your defensive line gets a little tired. When the big guys get tired, that's when things can go south. A 3rd and short. See if UC Davis can bow up here.
Just a little bit longer than a yard to go. Barbin out in the flat, wide open is tight end, 40, 50, into UC Davis territory, knocked out at the 38-yard line. And that is the backup tight end for Utah Tech.
For a big gain down the sideline to Caden Eggett.
Caden Eggett, sophomore from Kaysville, Utah, Davis High School, transfer out of Snow Junior College, and that time perfectly play fake in the middle, and the Aggies bit on that. He was wide open.
And we're going to have a little change of pace here. Reggie Graff just comes in at quarterback, a little more dynamic athlete than Bronson Barbin.
Yeah, the junior, the left-hander, he's a dual threat, just like Caden Pinnock. Threw for over 300 yards, a couple touchdowns last game out against Southern Utah. And there goes Reggie, cuts it upfield. He's going to be close to a first down right at the marker at the 29-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of 10. Trailblazers got something going here. Bronson Barbin back in the game.
And look at all, they had 4 guys in the backfield when Reggie comes in. A lot of misdirection, trying to see who's he going to give the ball off to. No one. Going to keep it for 10 yards and a first down.
And now we got a timeout.
First timeout. UC Davis for an injury.
So we got a timeout after back-to-back bang-bang big plays for Utah Tech. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line of UC Davis. Second time they've been inside the 30 of the Aggies.
When you have field position like this against a great team, again, 7th ranked UC Davis. They're ranked 7th for a reason. You saw the big play when they were on offense. That's going to happen. You have to be able to score touchdowns against good teams. You can't kick field goals because 3 points isn't going to matter in a game like this for the Trailblazers. You have to be able to score touchdowns, and UC Davis has to be able to get stops. It's just a war of attrition.
Still trying to figure out who took that timeout. They still have both teams with 3.
It looked like at the very end they were helping a UC Davis player off the field.
All right.
I think it might have been an injury.
Okay, so here we go. We're ready. First down and 10 at the UC Davis 29-yard line. Trailblazers going with 2 freshmen, Dallin Johnson and Matthew Snarr on the line. Bryce Crowley center, Justice Enna and Nolan Reynolds on the left side. Is Chris Street, the senior, the fake to him. And the quarterback keeper with Barbin picks up 2 to the 27.
You saw everybody on defense for UC Davis dive at the running back.
Including me.
Because you're not expecting Bronson Barbin to keep that football. And again, he's not much of a threat. He was able to pick up 3 yards. So, but you'll see it's on the replay. Everybody diving at the running back.
And Chris Street did a great job with the play fake, too. But you know what? It keeps those linebackers, especially Rex Connors, honest.
Yes.
Second down and 8. Now they hand off to Street. Bounces off a couple of white jerseys to the 25. Another 2-yard pickup. It's going to be 3rd and 6.
And Chris Street loses a wheel there, so he's got to come out of the football game. UC Davis, especially on the interior of their defensive line, is doing a really good job of not getting moved. You don't see a lot of gaps up there up front, especially with number 90, Trent Carrad. 6'3", 280, playing well in there right now.
39 is Porter Connors, the twin brother of Rex. He's lined up on the far hash mark at the 20-yard line. Eric Olson now moves over to the left side at the flanker. Barbin, here comes the pressure out in the flat. Olson's got it, quickly knocked out of bounds, short of the first down. Nice job, guess who? Rex Connors. That's his job, tight end.
That's got to be his 4th or 5th tackle. And again, a play like that, you have to think, okay, that's 4-down territory. If you're going to allow your quarterback to throw a route, behind the sticks, you're thinking, okay, we got to go for it on 4th down. I like this call by Coach Anderson.
All right, offense staying out on the field, 4th and 4. Daniel Thomason flanked out to the right. Eric Olson, the H-back. Asa Chapman to the left of Barbin. Drew Tanner flanked out to the left. Barbin, Chapman, got to fight for the first down marker, not going to get it. Oh, what a tackle to save that from going to the first down. And there you go. That was number 8 again. That was Nate Racina, the transfer from Cal. Saved the first down. Timeout. Ball turned over on downs. Aggies get it when we come back. So UC Davis has it after stopping the Trailblazers on 4th and 4. Pinnock with Fisher flanked to his right. Fake to Fisher. Pinnock got his receiver close to another first down for UC Davis. Going to be about a yard shy of the first down. That was Tyler Hennessy
And UC Davis sprinting all over the field in this hurry-up offense on second down and short.
Pinnock again, knocked away by the Cody Carlson, number 88, and Devin Perkins. And Devin, that's Cody Carlson right there. He's a returning starter. But number 9 who was right there with him, Devin Perkins. He played for the Trailblazers a couple years ago and then transferred to Southern Utah, the Utah Tech's rival, 50 miles north of here. But then he came back home to Utah Tech for his senior season.
That's a really good job by big number 88 getting out there on the edge to bat that pass.
3rd and a yard. Vargas. Boy, that's going to be close.
Calling it right at the sticks.
Carlson was there, and Moon Ashby also there, and they're going to give it to him by about the nose of a football.
First down.
Again, quickly to the line. Trailblazers have no time to substitute. Right up the middle, going to pick up about 2, and that's it.
That's a really good job filling in that gap right there by number 29, Dallin Love.
Yeah, and Marley was there too, number 63. So gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Now Pinnock sends 3 receivers to the left, and now they come into a tight formation. Fisher eludes Carlson and then runs into a number of red jerseys. Quincy Leger there. Love is there, and also Logan Peely, number 8, you see coming off the field there. The transfer from Utah State.
Carlson had him dead to rights in the backfield, missed it, but hey, you got your buddies there to clean it up. No gain, 3rd and long. Let's see if these pass rushers, Moon Ashby, Will Alaveo, can get after Pinnock, but also keep him contained in the pocket. Don't want him running around.
Actually lost a yard, 3rd and 9. Pinnock forced out of the pocket. Will Alaveo chasing him. Gets away from Alaveo into the sideline, and the coach's staff wants a late hit, but they're not going to get it, and that was close as let's see, Chesnicka, the transfer from Northern Arizona, may have got him a little bit after
I thought they might have
left the field.
That's a great defensive call, though. Will Alaveo spying him, just misses it right there, but way to rally up and get him. Yeah. He might have been a step out of bounds.
He was, but he kind of laid off.
Yeah.
But could have gone either way. Alaveo there, you talked about containing Pinnock. He kind of took the inside lane instead of outside shoulder. So on to kick this thing away is Cade Cox. Averaged 35 yards a kick last year. And Shamar Garrett inside the 20 and brought down immediately. So the Trailblazers will get it again with 1:44 left here in the first quarter. 7-3, UC Davis with the lead. And what a schedule for both teams. UC Davis had to go to Alabama to take on Mercer last week, and then here. Then they're going to Washington to play the Huskies next Saturday. They're one of only 3 teams in the country that their first 3 games are on the road. Utah Tech playing number 7 UC Davis today. Then they go to another top 20 team, Northern Arizona in Flagstaff next week. Then they go to Moscow to take on Idaho, a team that made the quarterfinals a year ago. So kind of a tough schedule for all teams involved.
Absolutely.
Bronson Barban across the middle, almost a one-handed behind the back catch by Eric Olson. He was open.
Barban's doing a really good job of getting the ball out of his hands. You see the snap right here, getting it and just flinging it right there. Eric Olson almost making the great one-handed catch. Would have been a good first down for the Trailblazers. Now you have a 2nd and 10. You need to get yourself in 2nd and medium, again, against a very good Aggie defense. So 2nd and long is not helping the Trailblazers right now.
And that's the one thing that Bronson Barban, as a freshman last year, had to work on, and he's gotten better at that, hitting that open guy. Just like that, right on the spot. That's Dom Oliver, the freshman, the true freshman from Las Vegas, his 2nd catch of the night.
Pass complete to
good job, good route. Pretty simple concept right here. Just being able to run up turn around, look for the football. Pretty open, maybe a busted coverage by UC Davis. And Utah Tech gets a first down deep in their own territory, which is what they needed.
29-yard line. Barman, the keeper, right up the middle to the 35. Another 6-yard pickup.
As we've talked about before, Utah Tech not afraid of running Barban tonight. Just ran a little misdirection. He's going to keep it because that's the one thing nobody expects. And again, Reggie Graff coming in for a little bit of a more of a dynamic package for the Utah Tech Trailblazers.
Kalani Riddick, 6'2 grad, 200-pounder from Elk Grove High School, makes the tackle. 2nd down and 4. Hand off the street, dancing his way close to the change. He's going to be up
Ball was
about
out.
a couple of yards short. Fumbles the football. UC Davis recovers, and the first turnover on Utah Tech.
It looks like that was number 8 again. Nate Rachida forcing that fumble on Chris Stewart. You just have a little bit of a zone read, and ball comes out right there.
Yeah, that was number 8. He came right back. He got the big old right arm. And now the Trailblazers give it up in their own territory.
Look at that. That was number 39, Porter Connors, on the recovery. So the Connor brothers making an impact early and often in this game, as we highlighted before there was even a snap taken.
So after the Aggies turn it over in their own territory, Utah Tech only able to get a field goal out of it. Let's see what UC Davis can do here. Pinnock, little bubble screen, caught, short gain, Hennessy. And Devin Perkins on the stop.
Tackled by Devin Perkins.
2-yard pickup, 2nd down, 8.
Does a good job being able to read this little screenplay, let everybody go. Devin Perkins able to make that tackle, 2nd and long.
Mateo Perez in the backfield to the right of Pinnock. And coming back to join him is Batu. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. So an entertaining first quarter, and we head to the second here in St. George, Utah. UC Davis 7, Utah Tech 3.
At the end of the
There's the D on D Hill, just above St. George. We begin the second quarter. UC Davis 7 and Utah Tech 3. Aggies with the football, 2nd down and 8 at the Trailblazers 35-yard line after recovering a fumble. Pinnock to throw, across the middle, wide open at the 25-yard line. Brought down at the 26, 1st down. UC Davis, Zach Jones with his first catch of the night.
Great job by Pinnock. Not a traditional drop back quarterback, but does a great job. 3-step drop, delivering that in rhythm to his wide receiver. 1st down for the Aggies.
Now a couple of backs in the backfield with Pinnock. Fakes to one of them. Out in the flat, overthrows his intended receiver. And that was Batu. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Pinnock on the night, 3 for 5.
2nd down.
Now make it 3 for 6 for 20 yards. Off the left side, flag on the play. This thing will probably be coming back. And that was Mateo Perez, 5'8", 180-pound senior from Nevada, California. His first carry of the night.
Holding, offense, number 23, 10-yard penalty.
Holding on UC Davis, that'll move him back.
Yeah, it looks like it was number 63, Marley Facito Tai Sagapolu got tackled right there in the middle for the Utah Tech Trailblazers. That's going to back him up.
Okay, so his name is Facito Tai Sagapolu. He's the local kid out of St. George Crimson Cliffs High School. That's why they call him Marley. 2nd down and 20. Pinnock. Here comes a pressure. Can't get away from the second man. That's Dallin Havea, the transfer out of BYU, with the sack.
Now, I know that was Dallin Havea, but the credit needs to go to big number 88, Cody Carlson. Watch him right here. Loop around to the edge. Pinnock is running, trying to get outside, cuts it back in. He forced that back inside to Havea. That's what caused that sack.
Quickly, Pinnock across the middle, caught, trying to make some more happen, and he does, all the way down near the first down on 3rd and 23. And Carter Vargas out of the backfield is going to be 5 yards shy of the first down. So it's 4th and 4 now.
Dynamic athletes all over the field for the Aggies, and they were able to show it right there. Like you said, a 3rd and 20, being able to convert that out of the backfield. Very impressive.
Offense stays out for Coach Plow. 4th and 4 from the 20. Pinnock, empty backfield. 3-man rush. Pinnock caught, and it's going to be 2 yards shy of the first down, and then flags come out in the backfield. If this is against UC Davis, they'll turn over on downs. If it's against Utah Tech, they'll get a first down. Here comes a call. Big
Personal
crucial
foul,
call here.
Face mask. Offense number 52.
The referee face mask, you don't
He's
usually
over the
call
play.
it an offensive guy.
First down,
Yeah, I mean,
Utah Tech.
He wanted to point left to the field.
Yeah, Marley ended up on the ground again there, being super disruptive in the middle of the defense, forcing the center and the guard to grab him and do whatever they need to force that, but turnover on downs.
Trailblazer defense holds. They get the ball back when we come back. 7-3 here in the second quarter. Max, when you look at the first quarter stats, take away that 66-yard touchdown run from Fisher, 11 yards rushing for UC Davis. So goal accomplished at least, other than that one play for Utah Tech's defense. After turning it over on downs, Utah Tech has the football now. Barbin, the little hitch. True Tanner at the 34-yard line. Actually, that's not True Tanner. That is Josh Rillos, the sophomore, number 21.
Good first down call. Utah Tech putting themselves in a position to try and be successful. Again, you want to get in 2nd and short, 3rd and very short, or even get a first down. But these 2nd and longs are not going to help your case if you are Utah Tech.
Well, right now, 2nd down and a long 3. Barbin, little flare out to Chapman. He's got a little room, gets a block, splits 2 defenders across the 35 to the 38-yard line. That's a 13-yard pickup.
That's a Trailblazer.
Asa Chapman.
Had to be chased down by Nate Ricina.
And now Utah Tech going with the hurry up. Barbin to Garrett. Shamar Garrett fumbles the football, turns it over. UC Davis recovers at the 41-yard line. 2nd fumble recovery by this Aggie defense.
That was a fumble
vicious
recovered by the defense.
put
It's
on,
first down,
I believe, by
UC
Jacob
Davis.
Syke.
Yeah, Jacob Syke, the one who recovered that fumble. I can't see who hit.
I think he hit
Shamar
it and
Stewart.
recovered. Just a simple play. No, it was number 1 that did the honors. Kalani Riddick. And Jacob Syke, he was a member of the 2022 and 2024 Ivy League champion Harvard football team. So 1st and 10 at the 41 of Utah Tech. Pinnock wants to go deep, nothing there, dumps it off, and he's got some room inside the 25. And that's a big first down play of 20 yards.
And you see every time UC Davis gets a first down, they want to quickly line up, try and catch the Trailblazers off guard.
Ian Sampson, the tight end. Here comes Pinnock again quickly. Here comes the pressure. Incomplete. Boy, they're bringing pressure from the right side of that defensive line. There are about 3 guys coming from the corner. Quincy LeJay leading the way. Pinnock did a nice job to avoid it.
Yeah, and getting Pinnock to speed up his progression a little bit. I think that's what the coaches at Utah Tech want. Not just have him sit back there and sit, and then pick apart this defense with his legs, make him get on the move.
2nd and 10. Mitchell Dixon in motion now in the slot back. Fisher has it around the left side. Nothing there. Marley hauls him down from behind. And you know he was itching to go after missing all of last season after surgery. Big number 63.
You're not going to see it on the stat sheet a lot with defensive tackles, but Marley's had a heck of a first half affecting the game, holding calls, penalties, and then you see him on the interior, stopping a run in the A-gap, B-gap. That's what's necessary in order for Utah Tech to get something going.
Ball's at 22, 3rd and 10. Pinnock steps up wide open on the flat, makes a move and knocked out of bounds inside the 10, but it's a first down.
Complete to Zach Jones.
And that's Zach Jones. And for Jones, that's his 2nd catch of the night. That was a big one on 3rd and 10.
These tackles of UC Davis are doing a great job running the pass rushers of Utah Tech by their quarterback to let him sit in the pocket, step up, make a play.
11-yard pickup. And
sure,
we've got a timeout
timeout
on the field. 10:33 left. UC Davis with the 7-3 lead and looking for more. First and 10, Aggies at the Trailblazers 11-yard line, trying to capitalize on the second fumble by Utah Tech. Fake the handoff, Pinnock right up the middle. Short gain, maybe 2. Will Oliveo there, and Trailblazers saying they've got the football.
Wrapped up by Will Oliveo.
Referee said, no, you do not.
2nd down, 7 yards to go.
Gain of 3. You see number 11, Will Oliveo, trying to strip that ball away, and then just bulldog Pinnock. 2nd down and 7. They can get a first down near the 1-yard line. Pinnock fakes the handoff. Here comes the pressure, goes down. And that is the 2nd sack of the night. Dallin Havea, sack number 2 of his Trailblazer career.
That is a fantastic play by Mr. Havea in the open field. Tough for the quarterback. You see him just get the shoelaces. And a lot of times that you can bring a guy down by just that fantastic open field tackle.
And you know Pinnock said, man, no defensive guy's going to get me down with a shoelace tackle. 3rd down and now 11 to go. Fisher in the backfield with Pinnock. Pinnock to the end zone, incomplete. So now what do you do? 4th down and 11 from the 12-yard line. Here comes the field goal unit. And they got a good field goal kicker. Hunter Ridley, throughout his career, has only missed 6 field goals, 29 of 35. And this will be a 27-yarder.
Hunter Ridley to attempt the
And from this distance, he's 6 for 6 in his career. Actually, it's going to be about a 29-yarder.
It's interesting how you see UC Davis huddle before extra points and field goals and then sprint to the line right before they kick it. You don't see that a lot on extra points and field goals.
Doesn't give your defense a chance to set up. The kick blocked by the Trailblazers out of the end zone. Trailblazers hold after turning the ball over. UC Davis comes up empty.
Wow. And maybe that was to UC Davis's disadvantage. You see them run up there. You're going to see a surge right through the middle. I can't even tell who blocked that one.
So the Trailblazer defense holding after turning it over. And it's still a 7-3 ball game.
The Trailblazers take over at the 20-yard line.
That's the kind of stopping and momentum shift that the Trailblazers need in order to keep pace with a top 10 team in the country.
Reggie Graff back in at quarterback. Bretton Stone in for the first time. Flank to his left. And let's see how the defense for UC Davis handles this. He's going to run. Reggie Graff got some room. Cross the 25 to the 30. Flag down. This one's coming back.
Reggie Graff on the carry.
That's the type of play
Flag
you
on the
expect from the Trailblazers when Reggie's in at quarterback.
And that flag took place well behind the play when Reggie was already across the line of scrimmage.
Holding, offense, number 6, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Bretton Stone, the running back. That's kind of rare.
A little bit, especially on a quarterback run.
And like I said, Reggie was already past him when the holding occurred. So instead of 1st and 10 out near the 30, it's now 2nd down and about 17. Actually, 1st and 17. Ball spotted at the 13-yard line. I formation, the option play, Graff.
Reggie Graff on the keeper.
Out to the 18, so that's a 5-yard pickup. Reggie's a tough guy in there, loves to call his own number on a lot of these option plays. Lower his shoulder, get a couple yards. Second down and long for the Blazers.
And then when they like to key on Reggie, he'll just do a little jump pass instead of that option. Now he's got empty backfield, nobody around him. Fake the handoff to Talik Brown. Reggie to throw. Back across the other way to Eric Olson. That's a short gain to the 20. Pick up of 2. That's it. They tried to get the mismatch in the crossing pattern, but well defended by UC Davis.
Really good job by Porter Connors on that play, being able to dissect it. Stay with the tight end coming across the middle, coming across the seam right in the line of scrimmage. Staying there, keeping an eye on him, not getting fooled by all the trickeration happening in the backfield.
Trent Carrod, Daryl Porter, man in the middle of that defensive line. Bronson Barban back in, overthrows Shamar Garrett on 3rd and 10. Utah Tech will have to punt it away.
Pass is incomplete, intended for
Shamar was in front of the defender. Barban just overthrew him.
Yeah, a little bit of an inaccurate throw. That's kind of what he struggled with last year, was being able to step into throws, throwing it accurate. You have a guy running open.
Oh, look how wide open the flat is there, too. But it's 3rd and 10. He probably wanted to, get the first down instead of having his receiver get it. Ryan Marks, the punter for Utah Tech. Utah State Aggie last year. Punted in the last 7 games. This is a short knuckler. Takes a great Utah Tech bounce all the way back inside the 35-yard line and brought back to the 37-yard line. And that was number 1 on the return, Riddick. So pretty good field position for UC Davis. Their own 39-yard line with 7:05 left here in the first half.
This turned to a little bit of a defensive battle.
I was just thinking, are you shocked by this?
We weren't really expecting this type of performance or this type of game. You would think more of a track meet between these two teams, but both defenses really showing their mettle right now in this football game.
Pinnock out in the flat, little too far out in front of his intended receiver. And that was Stacy Dobbins. So you see what they want to do. They want to get Pinnock out on the move a little bit, the little sprint rollouts.
And Devin Perkins did a good job of doing a 2-for-1, almost guarding the quarterback and the wide receiver on that pass.
7 minutes left here in the first half. 7-3 UC Davis. 2nd down and 10 for the Aggies at their own 39-yard line. Here comes the pressure right up the middle. They run right into that pressure, but Fisher gets across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Tackled by Moon Ashby and Quincy Lejay, and now Lejay is slow to get up. Lejay came in last year
defensive player.
when a couple of defensive backs were injured and played very well. And as far as the DBs returning, he's the leading tackler of that group. So we'll take a quick break. 6:49 left. First half, 7-3, UC Davis. 6:49 left. UC Davis with the 7-3 lead and the football. 3rd down and 2 at their own 46-yard line. Trailblazers showing pressure. Now they back off, and here they come from the right side. They run away from the pressure. Fisher going to be shy of the first down by a yard. Jackson Stein, number 99, in on the stop for the Trailblazers, and he has a unique story, Max.
Yes, he does.
Number 99. When we get a moment, we'll tell you about him. He's a movie star, legit. And we'll tell you why. Right up the middle, smacked, and they're not going to get it on 4th and 1. Trailblazers hold for the 2nd time here in the 2nd quarter.
That's a big stop for the
I think that was Jackson Stein again.
Jackson Stein, number 99. All right, and Logan Peely. Jackson Stein, number 99. Let me tell you a little something about him. He's from Santa Clarita, California, transferred from College of the Canyons. He was a voice actor in Frozen 2.
Yeah.
He was the voice of young Agnar. I don't know who that is. I've never seen Frozen. He was also the voice actor in Zootopia, the voice of Jaguar and Scout Bully.
Have you seen Zootopia?
No.
Rod.
Nope. That's number 99. That's him.
Well, hey, now you're going to have to go watch both those movies.
I'm going to have to, with Jackson, and have him recite the wording up the middle, no, across. A great play fake. Barman to Dom Oliver, his 3rd catch. Boy, that faked everybody out. I tell you what, the play action for Utah Tech not only has us fooled, can you imagine the defense down there? They're having trouble with that play action.
And not only a great play fake, Bronson Barman being able to slide past that rush. There was a defender who got an arm on him. He just steps right up in the pocket and delivers a strike down the middle.
Dom Oliver, the true freshman from Las Vegas, 3 catches now, 37 yards. Leads everybody in receiving. Fake to Chapman, out in the flat. Oliver again, his 4th catch of the night. 30-yard line. That's a 7-yard hookup. That's just a quick pitch and catch.
We're in game 1. We might have found Barban's go-to target for this season.
Well, when everybody's keying on Shamar Garrett and Eric Olson, they don't even know about Dom Oliver.
Yeah.
They do now. I'm sure that'll be a key topic of discussion at halftime for Coach Tim Plow. So 2nd down and 2, ball at the UC Davis 29-yard line. This is what Coach Anderson's talked about. Finish the drives. Reggie Graff can't do it, though. Great defensive play on the left side by big number 94.
Jacob Syke on that play.
Syke
Recovered a fumble a couple drives ago.
From Harvard.
And that's a little bit of the con you get with Reggie. We talked about it. Loves to call his own number on the option. Sometimes he's got to pitch that football, and on that one, he read that one wrong. Great play by Jacob Syke being in there to make that tackle.
3rd down and 3. Chapman. No, Reggie Graff dives for the first down. He's going to have it by about a yard.
Graff on the carry.
Another great fake to Asa Chapman. Look at this. Look at those backers. They just suck into the running back.
And Coach Anderson and Utah Tech's done a good job of providing specific packages for Reggie Graff as he comes in the game. Bronson Barban comes back in for this next set.
Last year against UC Davis in California, Reggie Graff's first ever college start. it was one that he would rather forget. He came back the following game, had a better game. So he wants a little redemption against this Aggie football team. Bronson Barbin, he is mauled and going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That didn't fool anybody.
No, good play by the linebacker Grant Garrettson on that tackle.
Yeah, Grant Garrettson, and then also Trent Carrad was there as well. They're going to be generous and give him a half a yard, just inside the 25-yard line. As we approach the 3-minute mark here in the first half, 7-3 ball game. Second down, let's call it 9. Again, Barbin holding the play off after he saw what the defense was going to do. They showed a blitz up the middle. Now they back off. The handoff around the left side on the jet sweep, and that is Talik Brown. And he's going to be a couple of yards shy of the first down. But Talik Brown sat out all of last year, the 5'10 senior from Indio, California. And he's one of those guys that's not very big. He's only 5'10", if that. But man, he is like a water skeeter. Ding, 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 ding.
It's interesting that Bronson Barbin's done a good job of keeping the football when not a lot of people expected him. You see a linebacker or two hesitated on that fake, thinking he might keep it. He's done a good job in this game plan.
3rd and 1 at the 16-yard line. First time we've seen Barbin under center. Quarterback sneak, yes. And the push forward, that was a great initial stop by the interior of that UC Davis line. But then he got some help from red jerseys to push him forward. And let's see where they mark it. It's going to be close to a first down, depending on the spot.
Great initial push by the UC Davis defensive line on that, and we might get a measurement. And it looks like we're going to the 2-minute timeout as well.
Yep, 2-minute timeout. It looks like they're marking it right at the 15, and they're going to give him a first down. So we're going to take timeout. Trailblazers trying to punch it across for the first time tonight before halftime. Trailing UC Davis 7-3. Two minutes left in the first half. UC Davis leading Utah Tech 7-3. But the Trailblazers have it 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Chapman in motion. Fake to Asa. Across the middle. And Dom Oliver cannot reach up and grab it. But got to give credit to the defender coming across and getting in his way. And who was that? That was Riddick.
That was
Kalani Riddick. We've called him his number a number of times.
And that was a fantastic play dialed up by the Trailblazer offense there. And you see at the very end, who's in the picture? Number 4, Rex Connors, just getting a hand up.
So empty backfield, everybody spread out here. Barbin all by his lonesome. Let's see if they come. They rush 4. He's going to have a quarterback draw. Tries to get away from one guy, can't do it. And number 92 was holding on for dear life. I believe it was 92.
Yeah, Rain Mayo Jr., 6'2", 320 in there in the middle. Big body, hard to move that.
And he's a sophomore, returner from last year. And it's a good thing he held on because Barbin had some room. Clock continuing to run, under a minute and a half left in the first half. 3rd and 6. Again, Coach Anderson, last year, all through fall camp, got to finish. They've had their chances today, but haven't been able to finish with a touchdown. Chapman to the left of Barbin. And now the Trailblazers want to call a timeout. They didn't like the setup. Second timeout. No, make that the first timeout for the Trailblazers in this half. There you see Lance Anderson in his second year at Utah Tech. 16 seasons with the Stanford Cardinal under David Shaw. A lot of those years, defensive coordinator. Then he went as a senior assistant, Boise State 2 years ago. Tim Plow left UC Davis, went to be the offensive coordinator at Boise State.
Oh, wow.
And then when he came back last year to coach UC Davis, he brought some guys with him from the coaching staff.
It is interesting how the coaching world works. This drive right here is going to set the tone for the second half. If UC Davis is able to force Utah Tech to a field goal, massive win for the Aggies, and they get the momentum going into the second half. If Utah Tech scores, the momentum shifts.
Even if they score a field goal, at least you have something. So here we go. Big play right here in the first half. 3rd and 6. Barbin across the middle, caught inside the 10. First down, 3-yard line. And that was Eric Olson, the big tight end.
It's nice when you have a tight end threat down in the red zone.
Quarterback's best friend, Max.
We talked a lot about tight ends last year, and we're getting excited about that prospect. Looks like Eric Olson might be that guy this season.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Under a minute to play, first half. Trailblazers have 1 timeout remaining. Barbin looking, and he's just going to throw it out of the end zone. 39 seconds left. Trailblazers have 1 timeout left. Aggies 2.
They're going to bring Reggie Graff inside the 5.
Second down.
I'll be kind of surprised if the ball leaves his hand for a pass.
I wouldn't be surprised if they showed the quarterback run to the left side and he stops and pops a little pass to the far side. Shamar Garrett in motion. Graff, he's going to throw to the goal line, knocked out at the 1-yard line. Guess who knocked him out? Rex Connors, Big Sky preseason defensive player of the year, and he knocked out tight end Eric Olson.
That is a fantastic play by Rex Connors, keeping him a couple inches out of the end zone.
If he doesn't make that play, touchdown. So now you're at the 1-yard line. Just 2-down territory.
1,000%. If you're Coach Anderson, you're saying, hey, we got 2 downs to get a yard, got to be able to do that.
So Chris Street in the backfield, flanked to the right of Reggie Graff. Thomason and True Tanner to the right, and the Trailblazers waste a timeout. And Lance Anderson is not happy at all. You could see him frustrated on the goal line because that was their last timeout. And he wanted to keep that timeout in case they didn't make it. They could talk about it on the 4th down play. You can see that he's not happy, and rightfully so.
And again, the Trailblazers, in my opinion, this is 2-down territory because, again, whether you come away with points on a field goal or not doesn't matter. If UC Davis forces a field goal, that is a win for them. Every defense, you want to force field goals. You're okay with the other team kicking field goals. But the Trailblazers punching the touchdown gives them the momentum going to the second half. And it's going to be an interesting decision. If they get stopped right here, if you're Lance Anderson, what do? Line up for a quick 4th down or try and rush the field goal unit on? It'll be interesting to watch.
Reggie Graff back in at quarterback. Chris Street flanked to his right. True Tanner, Daniel Thomason out to the right. Here we go. 35 seconds left. 3rd and goal from the 1. Graff to the right. Out in the flat. Caught. Touchdown, Trailblazers. Reggie Graff to Eric Olson. Utah Tech takes the lead.
And Eric Olson beat the man himself, Rex Connors.
And how perfect was that throw from Reggie Graff? If that was a little bit behind him, Connors is going the other way.
And Graff rolling to his opposite side, being a left-handed guy. Coming across the formation, rolling to his right, back across his body, perfect throw. If that throws a little bit behind Eric Olson, that's a pick 6.
There was a little rub play there, so they were smart not to get a pick play, and Rex Connors was behind Eric Olson the entire way. Extra point is up and good, and with 31 seconds left in the half, people around the country in the FCS ranks are looking at this and saying the 7th-ranked team trails Utah Tech 10-7. 31 seconds left in the first half.
A lot of people are jumping on the ESPN app right now. They're going to see this score, and they're going to tune into this second half.
I'm sure if we had Lee Corso in for us on his final day of his illustrious career, he probably would have had an Aggie hat over the head. But that was a beautiful play. And Rex Connors was just a little bit late on the start to follow Eric Olson because he was shadowing him the entire way. Well, how about this? Trailblazers passing both Barbin And Reggie Graff, 16 of 22, 112 yards, 1 touchdown. Caden Pinnock, 8 of 14. Trailblazers, 59 yards on the ground compared to 81. So you check the boxes of what Utah Tech needed to do. Hold them to not 270 yards rushing. They've done that. They turned the ball over twice and they're still got away with that. And then for UC Davis, they needed to speed up the play, but it's not affecting Utah Tech. Will it in the second half? We'll have to wait and see.
It's interesting how both teams have been able to survive turnovers. UC Davis had a turnover. They forced a stop. Utah Tech, a couple turnovers. They have forced some stops. You have the one big play by UC Davis, and then a little rub route in the end zone. Those are your 2 touchdowns.
Off of those turnovers for Utah Tech, UC Davis only got 3 points.
Yeah.
And Utah Tech off their turnover only got 3 points.
Great defense tonight by both these teams.
So let's see what Pinnock does here with 31 seconds left. Right up the middle, and probably wanted to see what would happen on that first play. If they got a big chunk, then they'd go for it. But right now I think they're going to be satisfied going into the locker room. Now we have under 20 seconds left. But I don't think they know how to run the clock out.
Yeah.
Right up the middle.
They want to go fast no matter what.
And that's going to be a first down. Now the clock will stop, as that was Perez on the carry. And now Coach Plow wants to call a timeout with 10 seconds left. Why not?
And Moon Ashby's down on the field as well for the Trailblazers.
Moon Ashby missed all of last year, trying to get back in the groove. He had a good camp. 6'4", 210 senior from San Jose. Transferred from Washington State a couple of years ago.
And yeah, hopefully Moon's all right. They're helping him off the field.
Got a little hitch in his giddy up, huh?
Being able to walk off under his own power, that's always good to see. And we'll see what UC Davis decides to do. 10 seconds left. You're on your side of the 50. Do you play it safe going to halftime, or do you try and run something to get you into field goal range real quick?
While we got a moment here, get all of ESPN College Football all in one place with the new All ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan, or log in with your TV provider. So here we go. First and 10 at their own 36-yard line, 10 seconds left. Trailblazers don't want anything to get behind them. Right up the middle, Mateo, going to be about a 6-yard pickup. Clock down to 4. And I think Plow's going to use his final timeout. He is.
They came out in a 3-by-1 set, which a lot of times that's a Hail Mary lineup, but they decided to go up the middle. Might have seen something by the defense, and the Trailblazers are going to get in a Hail Mary defensive setup right now.
While we're watching Plow, look at the defense for the Trailblazers. They got 1, 2, 3 guys about 60 yards downfield. So they got 3 guys lined up near the 5-yard line.
Second down and 4 for UC Davis.
So yeah, they got 3 linemen.
Coming back out in that 3-by-1 set.
And look, Trailblazers got 3 defense. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys about 30 yards downfield, 3 guys about 60 yards downfield. And they're going to throw a little bubble screen. Clock runs out. And there you go.
Pass complete to Stacey.
A little bit of extracurriculars on the sideline there at the end.
Yeah. So that'll bring us to the end of the first half. And right now, the Trailblazers of Utah Tech with a 3-point lead over UC Davis, the 7th-ranked team in the country, 10-7. And when you look at the stats, the big thing that jumps out, under 100 yards rushing for UC Davis and only 80 yards passing, or 94 yards passing for Pinnock.
Yeah, they've been able to contain him. He hasn't ran all over the place. He hasn't really done a ton with his legs.
-6 yards rushing.
And they've had a couple sacks,
Yep.
which has been good to get in his face as well.
So we are going to take a break. When we come back, the new president of Utah Tech University, President Shane Smead, will join us to talk about the vision of the Trailblazer Athletics here in St. George, Utah. Halftime in St. George, Utah Tech 10 and UC Davis 7. Back here in St. George, Utah, on the campus of Utah Tech University, and people around the country are going to look at this score and take a double take. 10-7, Utah Tech leading 7th-ranked UC Davis here at the half in St. George, Utah. Pleasure to be joined now by the new Utah Tech University president, President Shane Smead, up here in the booth. In February, President Smead, you were elected as the president of Utah Tech. So first of all, before we find out what your vision is, just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your background, because you're not new to Utah.
Not new to Utah. I was born in Provo, so up north. It's been wonderful, and you know, we are excited about what we're seeing on the field today. Certainly, it's great to be up. But yeah, it's wonderful. I was actually, my first day starting was on May 1st, which was commencement. And so I was leading commencement my very first day, and then the last 100 days, of course, have just fallen in love with this community here.
First game here as president of Utah Tech. What do you think? We got this whole side filled up. Good student section, the Stampede. Great tailgate before the game.
The Stampede's going crazy. It's wonderful. The fans and the community have really come out to support Utah Tech, and it's full, and it's wonderful. And I think the students here, from freshmen to seniors, they've all come up to really cheer on their team.
Okay, so as president of this university, with all that's going on, what is your vision for Utah Tech athletics?
Well, we're excited because we know not only is athletics important for the student athletes that participate, but it's also equally important for the entire community.
Yeah.
And our community here in St. George and Washington County and Southwest Utah, you know, they're coming from all over to see this team. And I can't tell you how many parents I've met that drive up from northern Utah down here and all over this region to come and cheer us on. So we want to be competitive. You know, it's a changing landscape, as you know, in football with conference realignments and NIL, and we're going to be competitive. And so, you know, we'll keep trudging ahead. It's really only our 5th year now and 5 years in Division I athletics. And so, you know, we're here to compete.
In the first couple of months, you went right to work. Big changes going to the Big Sky Conference. That's like the University of Utah going to the Pac-12 back in 2011, or BYU going to the Big 12. This is our big moment going to the Big Sky Conference because it's a stable conference and it's got regional rivalries that we're so excited. People know where these schools are from. So just talk about that, what it means, and the possibilities for this university now going next year as members of the Big Sky.
Well, Big Sky for, you know, FCS is just elite, and it's perfect for us. And so when you think about, you know, some state rivalries with Weber State, SUU, going up to Idaho State, going down to NAU, and so we're well positioned to be successful. You know, it also is great to, you know, limit the number of travel hours and days and opportunities for our students, because obviously they're students first. And so we're excited about the conference, and it's really perfect for us.
Okay, stick around. We got to take a break, but we want to come back and think about this one for a minute. With everything changing in the world of sports, how do we survive? That's the question that you're going to have to answer and figure out the entire world and the universe. That's when we come back. 10-7, Utah Tech looking to upset 7th-ranked UC Davis. Back here at Utah Tech University, St. George, Utah. Trailblazers leading UC Davis 10-7. Rod Zundel, pleased to be joined once again by the president of Utah Tech University, Shane Smead. And President, we were talking, and we all know that the landscape of college athletics, especially college football, changing every other day. So the question is, at a school like Utah Tech, FCS, everyone in the Big Sky, and non-Power 4, how do we survive? How do you survive? Obviously, we can't find a rich uncle every week to take care of us, but how do you survive monetarily, but also just keeping things going, because it's a struggle?
It is, and you know, Rod, we have to invest in our programs, and make sure that we provide the support for our student athletes. You know, particularly we have to make sure that we have the resources for our coaching and our training and our, you know, mental health and physical health of our student athletes. And so when you talk about the rich uncle, one of the things as a university president that I'm responsible for is going out and finding all of those rich aunt and uncles. And I love fundraising. And so I think that's really how we're going to be competitive, is to be able to go out and find those individuals. And one of the things, Rod, I got to tell you, is Washington County in this area in southwest Utah, they're very philanthropic.
Yeah.
And they want to give and they want to help. And so I think we're going to be able to, with the transfer portal and everything else going on, we just need to stay competitive, and we'll find people in this community that continue to come out and support us.
Quickly, final thought before we let you go. Going to the Big Sky, regional rivalries, do you think that will help in the fundraising effort? Say, okay, you know, I can get behind these because I know where Pocatello's at. I know where Weber. I know where Northern Arizona's at.
There's no doubt about it, 100%. I think we're going to see that they know these other schools, they want to beat these other schools, and they know that they have to invest in Utah Tech University.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot. Give me one word to describe your experience the first 3 or 4 months as president of this university.
You know, because I came at commencement and then the students and faculty, of course, went on holiday, it's been about the community. And so now that school started back up again, I'm so focused on supporting our students, our faculty, and our staff. And again, we live in the best community in the country.
So community, that would be the word we're
Community
looking for.
is the word.
All right, which involves students, faculty, alumni, and the community.
This is the gathering place.
All right, President St. Schmid, thanks for joining us. Glad to have you here. Looking forward to all the great things that we can accomplish here at Utah Tech and what you can do.
Thanks for all you do, Rod.
All right, there you go. Halftime here. 10-7 Utah Tech leading UC Davis. More and the second half kickoff when we come. All right, we're about ready to start the second half here in St. George, Utah, on the campus of Utah Tech University. Trailblazers surprising the 7th-ranked team in the country here at the half, 10-7. Rod Zundel and Max Christensen along. The Aggies won the toss, deferred to the second half. Now they'll get the ball to start here in the second half. Uvadoff set to kick things off for Utah Tech. And back to receive. Taken at the 5-yard line. Finds a little room out near the 30. And so pretty good field position for the Aggies as they get rolling here for the first time here in the second half. As they clear the pile. That was Batu on the return. Caden Pinnock in the first half, 9 of 15, 94 yards. He had 5 carries from a net of -6. And Max, I think that's right, the key. That was the big key to the game for Utah Tech defense, and check the box so far in the first half.
Yeah, one of our keys to the game was for Utah Tech being able to contain Pinnock at quarterback, and they've done a good job so far.
Pinnock's going to throw right out of the gate. Nobody to go. He's going to tuck and run and gets belted after a 5-yard gain, second down and 5.
On the carry.
Big number 88.
Cody Carlson.
He's been all over the field this game so far. Played pretty well.
Handoff right up the middle to Fisher, and he's upended right at the marker. Going to have a first down, though, out at the 39.
UC Davis.
Well, he took a weird landing.
Got chopped down from behind. Picked off.
Picked off by the Trailblazers.
Number 2.
That's Chesnicka, Brevin Chesnicka, the transfer from NAU with the interception.
That is an athletic play by the secondary Utah Tech, really flipping the field as well with UC Davis getting that second half kickoff, evens it out on the plus side of the field. Trailblazers football. You watch this replay right here. Chesnicka reads this perfectly right there in the passing lane, picking it off. Trailblazer football.
Gotta get.
Well, Chesnicka's 6'3".
Gotta get.
That's why they brought him in. So the second turnover, first interception. And there's Brevin Chesnicka, the transfer from Northern Arizona.
And Rod, you talked about it before the game, how much bigger the Trailblazers got in their secondary.
And right there, it proved to pay off. Reggie Graff in at quarterback. The lefty steps up, goes deep, got a man, Drew Tanner, 5, touchdown, Trailblazers. Reggie Graff, Drew Tanner, 45 yards.
They are dialing it up in the offensive headset for the Utah Tech Trailblazers. You bring in your quarterback, your dual threat guy, your athlete, and you drop him back, keep him in the pocket to throw a bomb to a wide open receiver.
Drew Tanner's second touchdown of his Trailblazer career. Started 3 games last season and then took a redshirt year. Ubaidov on for the extra point. (17-7), Utah Tech on top of the 7th-ranked team in the country by 10.
Again, just great execution, great misdirection, if you will, by the Trailblazers. You bring in Bronson Barbin. You've been running him on the ground. You bring in your runner, Reggie Graff, and you have him drop back and throw a bomb. They're doing a lot of misdirection here and doing a great job of kind of confusing exactly what they're going to do, because the runner becomes the passer becomes the runner, and they're just really starting to figure out this UC Davis defense, whereas in the first half we said can't go sideline to sideline with them.
Drew Tanner just got the inside leverage and was wide open, and that was Drew Cofield, the true freshman, that just couldn't keep up with him. 45 yards. Reggie Graff, that's his 11th touchdown pass of his college career. So Batu back to receive this kick. And 54 seconds into the second half, Trailblazers up the lead to 10. Batu calls for a fair catch, and UC Davis will get it now. So, you know, we talked about the keys to the game. Pinnock, we saw what kind of an athlete he was last week against Mercer. Key was to contain him, put a little pressure on, and they've kind of got him flustered. Now we'll see what kind of maturity he has and his progression to see if he can come back after a mistake like that. And from what Coach Plow says and all the offensive coaches, this guy has got the mental toughness to do these kind of things.
No doubt. They're ranked 7th in the nation for a reason. You can't just hang your hat on the fact you're up 10 with 14 minutes left in the third quarter. Doesn't matter that you're at home. Doesn't matter that you're playing well. This is a team that can strike at any time, at any moment, because of their dynamic athletes.
We saw that in the first half. Jordan Fisher, 66-yard touchdown scamper. But here's 1st and 10 at the 25. Trailblazers show blitz from the left side. And here they come. And they get him in the backfield. Inside the 20-yard line, Will Alaveo. Big loss.
Mr. Alaveo rocking the no gloves tonight. No gloves, no sleeves, no nothing. Looking a little bare out there, but that's a fantastic play to make in the backfield, 2nd and long for the Aggies.
They tried to give it to Fisher on the misdirection. Will Alaveo had none of that. So here we go, 2nd down and 14. A pop-up, the ball is tipped and picked up by a lineman. Now let's see if it was tipped or if it hit the lineman first. If so, that's a flag. And the Trailblazers are saying, hey.
I think that was tipped by the running back.
Okay.
Yeah, but
that's what the officials coming in and saying it's tipped.
Yeah, I don't see that as
Let's see if we can see here.
Touching it all. Looked like it bounced off the running back right there.
Absolutely.
Caught by the center. They dropped a flag, though.
Well, let's see what they say. That was obviously, and it was behind the line of scrimmage, too. But that was obviously tipped up and by either a defender or Jordan Fisher. And I don't know if this is reviewable, to be honest with you.
I don't think it is.
So if they say, let's see, you can see Fisher coming out of the backfield. This play was extremely successful last year. Yeah, it definitely went out of his hands and was caught.
On the field is legal touching by the eligible receiver, number 52.
I guess they're going to review it.
Well, they are going to review, and I don't know what they're reviewing because that was definitely off of Fisher. It wasn't a pass. And Zaire Collier was the guy who picked it up.
Timeout.
So we'll take a timeout while they review this. 13:25 left in the third. Trailblazers by 10. So this play is under review, and we're not quite sure why, Max. Because it was clearly, of course, we have replay.
Yeah.
But this is taking them an awfully long time to see if it went off of Jordan Fisher.
The only thing I can think of is maybe they're seeing if a Utah Tech player might have tipped it, because maybe that's the only way
that was back in the 70s where an offensive player had to tip it before.
Because I'm thinking that's the only thing is maybe it's illegal touching unless a Utah Tech right there.
But the thing is, that's clearly why they are taking an extraordinary amount of time. So it must be something different unless they are looking at the time and where the placement of the ball should be. Maybe that's what they're trying to look at all the camera angles on that. But otherwise, it looks pretty clear cut. It was touched by Jordan Fisher and caught by Collier. But our head official has not moved from the monitor this entire way. And Jeremy Tate is our referee tonight. And they've done a nice job. But this is taking a long time, so there's got to be something that we don't know about, Max. Of course, that's not too hard. So just a reminder, after tonight, Utah Tech will head to Flagstaff, take on Northern Arizona next Saturday. Meanwhile, UC Davis will remain on the road for the third straight week to open up the season. They'll be at the Washington Huskies. So tough schedules for both teams, more so for UC Davis. And UC Davis, one of only 3 teams to have to start the season with 3 straight road games.
And it's not just 3 straight on the road, it's 3 straight on the road with late kickoffs.
Yeah.
That's one thing that their coach talked about, was if he knew all 3 of these games were going to be late kickoffs, he might have changed the schedule on them.
By the way, UC Davis only the 6th team in the last 20 years to start the season with 3 straight road games. So something is not right, Max. It's just this is going on about 6 minutes. So Coach Anderson trying to get an explanation, and Coach Plow on the other side. So I don't know if maybe they're looking at a targeting that we didn't see, because usually that takes the longest, right?
Yeah.
And I saw, if we look at the replay again, I saw some bodies flying in the background. But let's see here. See if we can see anything out of the ordinary. Nothing there. Clearly off Jordan right there. Oh, right there, Will Alaveo. They're seeing, no, he let up. Nothing there. Well, I didn't see any crackback blocks. I didn't see any targeting. But we're going on about 8 minutes here. So here we go. Let's get an explanation.
After review, the ruling on the field of illegal touching by the eligible receiver was confirmed. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Kuza lost the down with 3rd down.
So it was illegal touching. So we're going to move it back 5 yards.
I assume it had to have been because they were looking to see if, because there was a hand in there, Utah Tech guy trying to see if Utah Tech touched it or not.
Wow.
I think that's all it could have been.
We're talking fingernails here.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and 19. I thought he put up 2 fingers for 2nd down.
The down must count.
3rd and 19. Pinnock across the middle, incomplete. That was intended for Batu, and now the punting unit's going to have to come on for UC Davis. Wow, that took the air completely out of this game because almost a 10-minute review.
Yeah. Good response by the Trailblazers, though, being able to get that stop on 3rd down and to get the ball back. You couldn't have asked for a better start to the second half for these guys, and a worse start for UC Davis if you're on the other side.
So Kate Cox back to kick this thing away to Shamar Garrett. And they got the 2 return men going each way. And Garrett, that doesn't fool UC Davis. So they had 1 return man coming to the left trying to draw the punt coverage team. And Shamar Garrett on the right side. That's worked a couple of times. You've seen it go back for a touchdown, but it's not working tonight. UC Davis too smart for that.
Yeah, too smart, too disciplined in order to get that done.
So Trailblazer take over at their own 39-yard line with just under 13 left here in the 3rd quarter, leading 17-7. Bronson Barman back out at quarterback with Asa Chapman in the backfield. Eric Olson flanked to the right. Drew Tanner slot. And Josh Rillos wide to the left. Now Olson moves over to the left side. Handoff right up the middle. Hit immediately. Falls forward for a couple. Chapman.
Asa Chapman on the carry.
And making the stop.
Sam Golagowski. Daryl Porter on the stop for the Aggies. 2-yard gain.
I saw 31 in there, Sam.
Golagowski.
Golagowski, there you go.
And also Karad. He's been active tonight. Pickup of 2, 2nd down. 8 yards to go. Ball at the 42. Brown in motion. Barban. A little bit behind Eric Olson. Couldn't reach back and make the grab. Again, as well as Barban's played today, sometimes gets a little quick and a little antsy. That's the growing process, and he's made big strides from a year ago.
Well, and even some of the things last year was miss the easy ones, convert on the hard ones.
Yeah.
For him. He's got to get used to hitting the easy ones as well.
Barban's 13 of 20, 107 yards. Reggie Graff 4 for 4 for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. Barban to the air again, and a little miscommunication with Rillos. He thought Rillos was going to have the straight out when he kind of did a little hitch coming back to the ball. So 3 and out there. So the Trailblazers can't convert on the good field position. They'll have to punt it away with Ryan Marks.
And again, the second half is turning into somewhat of a defensive battle. We're seeing 3 and out for 3 and out for 3 and out.
And mistakes and mistakes. Something we didn't see a lot of in the first half.
No.
So Marks back inside his 30. Kalani Riddick back at the 20. And this is a high kick. Riddick calls for a fair catch, makes the catch inside the 25. That's where UC Davis will have it. With just under 12 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Fair catch. UC Davis takes over at the 23-yard line.
So Caden Pinnock, 10 of 18 and an interception. But you know, anytime with his athletic ability and with the guys like
number 63 on Utah Tech. will now wear number
2, and
61
Fisher
for the remainder
had
of the
a
game.
pretty good night
Number
with one big
63 for
66-yard
Utah
touchdown
Tech
run.
will now wear
These guys can
number
strike
61
anywhere on the field
for the
and do it
remainder of the
quickly.
game.
Ball at the 23-yard line. Pinnock, here comes the pressure. Pinnock goes down. Trailblazers get him again. Will Alameo is there. And boy, he's had a big third quarter already.
Yeah, it looked like that was number 13, Jay Sweeten.
Jay Sweeten there
coming
as well.
in. Yeah, coming in to climb on the back of Pinnock to finish off that play.
There's Sweeten. And I think that was Helaman Opagawe helping him out. Pinnock again under pressure. He's going to run and slides down near the 20-yard line. They'll say he started his slide at the 19. So that's a short 3-yard gain. Third down coming up. And 13. Third and 14 now. Pinnock's not finding anything open downfield, Max. Those defensive secondary doing a great job.
Great coverage on the back end by these guys, no question.
Fisher goes in motion, splits out wide left. Sweeten follows him out to the sideline. Empty backfield for Pinnock. Cross the middle, tipped. Tipped by Chesnicka. He almost had his second pick of the night.
Again, the defensive backs for Utah Tech are long. They're able to get in those passing lanes. And we've seen that the last couple drives. Fourth down and a punt for UC Davis once again.
You play college football, JC, and FCS. Have you been in have you seen a defensive backfield where they have three guys 6'2" or better?
Yeah, that's rare. There's
6'2",
not
190 to 205.
There's not a lot of those across FBS football, let alone FCS.
Yeah. There's only one return man, Shamar Garrett. Here comes they had a block going, and it's a short kick. Shamar Garrett picks it up at midfield, and great coverage there by UC Davis, and that was number 23, making sure that Shamar didn't get any further. And we've got a timeout. Utah Tech leading by 10, as making that tackle was
Cole Baston.
Trailblazers with 10:33 left have a 10-point lead over UC Davis. Great opening night crowd for the Trailblazers. They have been able to witness their Trailblazers take a 10-point lead over the 7th-ranked team in the country, UC Davis. Utah Tech with a football at midfield. Bronson Barban in a quarterback. Wants to go deep. Got a man. Caught inside the 30. Down at the 25-yard line. And that is the other tight end for Utah Tech, Caden Eggett. Second big reception for him of this ball game.
And the Trailblazers are moving fast.
Hand off to Chapman. Trailblazers just cannot penetrate much through that middle of that line. And we're going to have a flag. And they may have got the second man that was guilty for UC Davis. Jaden Few was pushed first by a Trailblazer, and then he pushed back, and that's when the referee came up with the flag. We'll see if they call it unsportsman on both or if they just got the second guy.
Yeah, Nolan Reynolds and Jaden Few.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 96. Half the distance penalty from the dead ball spot. Includes an automatic first down.
It was on Jaden Few. They got the second guy, Max. You know all about that in the trenches.
Yes, sir.
Watch what happens. You see them stacked up against each other right there. Nolan Reynolds, little love tap right there. But watch that. Boom. And the official was right there. You know what? Let that go. Max, come on. These guys are men. There's no punches thrown.
That's what lead to punches, though, if you don't throw that flag.
They're nice guys. Barban out in the flat. Caught inside the 5-yard line. True Tanner. And True Tanner, that's his second catch of the night. His first one was a 45-yarder for a touchdown. Trailblazers going to the hurry up. 2nd down and 2. They can get a first down at the 2-yard line. Bronson Barban close to the first down, right at the marker. Bronson Barban, that's his 7th carry of the night.
Here comes the secret weapon.
Here comes Reggie Graff. And let's see, is it a first down? It is. Or are they going to say it's third down? No, it's third down and 1. So two in the backfield with Reggie. Street on the left, Chapman on the right. Reggie hands off to Chris Street to the goal line, and he's just short. But it's a first down, 1st and goal, Utah Tech. Boy, Chris Street almost got in, Max.
Great effort.
Look at the lineman. Oh, ooh, they may want to look at this. There may be, I mean, I would challenge that. If they had a goal line camera, that looked like he may have been in.
That was pretty close. Met by Rex Connors at the top.
Yeah.
Good play by number 4 in white.
1st and goal. Graff. Touchdown, Chris Street. Trailblazers get in the end zone once again.
That is the toughest part about having Reggie Graff line up at quarterback. You honestly think he's going to keep the football. Hands off to Chris Street, walks in untouched into the end zone.
Chris Street's 2nd career rushing touchdown. And now the Trailblazers lead by 16 with the extra point coming up. Boy, Nolan Reynolds right there may have got away with a hold. He was hooking the defensive tackle. And that allowed Street to get free. You've Adolph with the extra point. And with 8:01 remaining, Utah Tech with a 17-point lead over 7th-ranked UC Davis. Still, Max, a lot of football to be played with a team such as UC Davis that can do it from anywhere on the field. Right there, oh yeah, that's definitely a hold. Nolan Reynolds, boy, you'd be complaining like crazy if you were the defensive lineman right there, right?
I hate watching that. But hey,
that was Nate Racina too.
But what we got told all growing up is, guess what? If the ref doesn't see it, it doesn't matter. So if the ref doesn't see it, offensive lineman told me my whole life, if the ref doesn't see it, it's not holding.
Hey, it's not a penalty if you don't get caught.
Yeah.
So the Trailblazers with 2 touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter. With 8:01 left, 24-7 lead. Trailblazers with 256 yards.
23 for UC Davis is wearing number 29.
For UC Davis.
Is wearing number 29.
Batu back to receive the kick.
Samuel Batu Jr. and Mateo Perez back to receive the kickoff for UC Davis.
Batu takes this 5 yards deep in the end zone.
Touchback on the play. Aggies begin the drive at the 25-yard line.
All right, let's see what Caden Pinnock, the freshman, can do. This is technically his first start of his college career since last week's game against Mercer. Doesn't count. So here he goes, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Fake the jet sweep. Pinnock. Nobody to throw to, so he's going to get as much as he can. And he's going to be close to a first down, a couple of yards shy. Well, they're going to say he got the first down. So that's a 10-yard run. And with the way these guys like to play hurry-up offense, won't take them long if they're successful. Pass out in the flat, caught. Stacy Dobbins with the reception.
Good defensive tackle there in the alley.
River Moore with the stop for Utah Tech. Pinnock in the hurry up across the middle. Caught, immediately dropped at the 40. Batu with the reception. And Justin Houston, I believe, on the coverage, number 1. 3rd down, 5. Out in the flat, caught. First down and more down the sideline, and still on his feet all the way down inside the 30.
This hurry up starting to get to Utah Tech just a little bit. They can't catch their breath on this one.
Mateo Perez, and I'm sure Coach Anderson, the entire coaching staff, had said, don't let up. This is not over. These guys are good. Boy, he did a great job by staying in bounds. That was Stacy Dobbins.
There's a lot of hands on hips by the guys in red right now.
So 1st and 10 all the way down to the Utah Tech 29-yard line. Timeout, Trailblazers.
Needed one. They were gassed.
So they're going to bring Carlson and
Marley.
No, that's not Marley. He's got hair like Marley. Marley's 63, and this is 61. And we don't have a, on our roster, we don't have a 61. What a
Utah
great
Tech
job.
is challenging
Staying in
the spot where the
bounds.
player went out of
Right
bounds.
there. I wonder if they took a timeout. Yeah, they're taking a timeout to review this.
Timeout on the field.
So we'll take a break as they review. Did he step out of bounds upfield? 6:27 left, 24-7. Utah Tech out in front. Okay, the referee has been under review here to see if Stacy Dobbins stepped out earlier upfield, and here is where it's in question. That looks like it's okay, but here, right?
At the review, the ruling of the ball carrier did not step out of bounds is upheld. 29-yard line. Utah uses their first charge. They also have the ability to change the remainder of the game.
Okay, so they're going to say Stacy Dobbins did not step out of bounds. So 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Trailblazers lose a timeout. Here comes the pressure on Pinnock across the middle, in and out of the hands of Ian Simpson, his tight end. That was a well-placed ball by Pinnock.
That was about as good of a pitch and catch as you want. Hit him right in the chest, just wasn't able to complete the pass. Good pressure by Tanner Voss.
Oh, right there. And this is a seasoned and veteran tight end crew. Winston Williams ranked 2nd in the country in tight end, senior, and 2 other seniors at the tight end spot. 2nd down and 10. Ball tipped away again, but caught at the 25 for down at the 24, 5-yard gain. Was that ball tipped? I thought it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but I think that was just a zinger. No, here comes the hurry-up offense on 3rd and 5 from the 24-yard line. That went right through the hands of a defender. Here comes a pressure from the left side across the middle. Dobbins has a 1st down. Still on his feet inside the 15. 1st and 10 at the 14. As we approach the 5.5-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter, plenty of time remaining in this football game, and a 17-point lead for Utah Tech. Trailblazers coming up with some press coverage on the outside. Batu in motion. Trailblazers showing blitz. Logan Peely creeping up to the middle of the line, and now he backs off, and we got a timeout. Timeout, Coach Tim Plow.
UC Davis takes their first charge, timeout, the half, in 30 seconds.
So with 5:09 left, 24-7. So Pinnock started to heat up here late in the third quarter. He's now up to 15 for 25, 145 yards, but he's been sacked 4 times. And for a guy that can move around and the escapability that he has, got to give a lot of credit to Patrick Moynihan in this defensive scheme, keeping Pinnock contained so far.
Trailblazers could not ask for a better showing by their front 7 in keeping him contained up to this point. They've done a fantastic job.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. UC Davis trying to answer quickly. Dobbins sets up in the slot, keeps going in motion. Here comes the pressure. Pinnock across the middle. Caught. Touchdown. UC Davis. 14 yards. Caden Pinnock connects to Zach Jones. And that's his first career receiving touchdown.
Great play call by UC Davis down here in the red zone. Just a simple drop back. Might have been a little bit of confusion by the Trailblazers on the back end. Running open, and you see that the defensive back had his back turned to the wide receiver, kind of got turned around a little bit.
I think that's what you call being faked out of your gym shorts. Extra point is up and good. Got a new ball game, folks. 5:04 left. That lead for Utah Tech down to 10, 24
Number
to 14.
29 is now wearing number
Pinnock
23.
now 16 of 26,
Number 29,
159 yards and a touch.
number 23.
And that's the drive the UC Davis needed. Again, plenty of time. 20 minutes of football is a lot of time to get back into a ball game, especially in a 10-point ball game. So there's no need to panic, no need to worry. You don't see any panic or worry from the UC Davis sideline. They're a really good team for a reason.
They've been through it before. 11 wins, school record a year ago. Got to give credit to the offensive line for the Aggies in that hurry up. Even though the Pinnock's been sacked 4 times, they really did a great job on that drive. Simonson, Rodriguez, Collier, Nava, and Portisano. So Chris Street, Shamar Garrett back to receive the kick of Isaac Mancera. And Garrett will have a chance to return this, takes it at the 4. Shamar Garrett brought down inside the 20. Great coverage there by the UC Davis kick team. And that was William Fowler, the junior out of Fresno, California, with the great stop. All right, now it's time for that vaunted fast and physical defense of UC Davis to make a play here to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, deep in their own territory, Utah Tech. You got to be a little bit worried about a turnover down here. You got to be able to get at least 1 first down, run some clock a little bit. Let's see if UC Davis can bow up and get a stop like they did many times in the first half.
That last drive, 8 plays, 75 yards, 2 minutes and 57 seconds. They got that one done quickly.
Going to get a false start here on the Trailblazers.
And that's not what you want when you're trying to hold on to a lead, Max. You got to still keep focus. And right now, it looks like Trailblazers have lost a little bit of that edge and focus that got them that 17-point lead. And UC Davis, being the veteran team that they are, taking advantage of that.
Absolutely, and that's what you have to do. Take advantage of mistakes from teams that you think you should beat.
4, 5, 9. Thank you.
So ball back at the 12-yard line, 1st and 15. You got to be careful here. Bronson Barbin at quarterback. Asa Chapman flanked to his right. Brown and Tanner to the right. The option to Chapman. And he is hit and pushed back. Oh, my goodness. Guess who got him?
Rex Connors.
That's number 4. That's what he does best. You are not going, you mentioned it a number of times in that first half, you are not going to run side to side and beat these guys.
No.
And you're really not going to run inside either.
No.
So,
too fast, too physical.
yeah, especially when you've got Rex Connor just playing rover, strong safety. When he puts his shoulder, you don't move when he puts his shoulder into you.
Chapman went completely backwards, stopped in his tracks on that play.
Empty backfield on 2nd and 13. Here comes the pressure. They try the screen, can't hold on. Trailblazers starting to unravel here a little bit. Everything they did right in the first 2.5 quarters now kind of reverting back to a year ago.
And I don't think that one was on Barbin. They were going to run a little tight end screen right there to the left side of the formation. Good ball. Just Olsen tried to run with it before he actually caught it.
Yeah, because he saw a defender bearing down on him because the offensive lineman wasn't able to get out there in time to make the block. And that was Rachina, the transfer from Cal. Here we go, 3rd and 13, Barbin. Cross the middle, caught by Garrett, hit and dropped back. And there you go. Rex Connor up top, and number 39 is twin brother Porter Connor down below.
Hey, the brothers.
How many times they did that in the backyard growing up in Pleasant Grove, Utah? I tell you, you are not going to get away from a double dose of Connors.
No, not at all. All you can do is hope to survive.
Boy, that false start really hurt because it's 4th down and 3. And UC Davis going to get pretty good field position here with 3.5 minutes left in the 3rd. Marks back inside his own 10. Oh, gets a boomer. Return man all the way back to the 20-yard line. But had some good run, and here he goes. Kalani Riddick. And UC Davis may have gotten away with a block in the back right when he caught that football. But Trailblazers got away with a hold down at the goal line, so I guess it all comes out in a wash.
Yeah, great
Let's
punt.
see how close this was, Max. Yeah, that might have been a pretty good block.
Yeah.
Had his head in front of him.
Great punt, a better job by the return team, setting up field position. Great field position for UC Davis coming into this drive. Let's see if they can get some points out of it.
All the momentum now shifted towards UC Davis. Ball at their own 49-yard line. They took under 3 minutes to score a touch the last time they touched the ball. Pinnock right up the middle, hands it off. Devin Perkins is there. Will Alabeo is there. And Mateo was the ball carrier.
And UC Davis going to go hurry up again. Try and wear the Trailblazers down on this drive.
As they did last drive. 2nd down and 5. Perkins, the throw going deep. And there should be a flag on the play, and there is. Justin Houston was grabbing the receiver, I believe, the entire way. Stacey Dobbins.
Pass interference.
Yeah, and
Defense.
the referee
15
50
yard
yards
penalty.
upfield already knew what
Automatic.
he didn't need to have
First down.
called in. It might have been Aguayo or Houston. I don't know who was chasing the defender. Yeah, Aguayo. But he really didn't need to because Houston was right there. That was kind of a wasted penalty.
Yep.
So ball marked at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. Hand off to Perez, got some room, 1st down, 20-yard line. UC Davis now starting to wear down this defense of Utah Tech. Big chunk plays coming up.
They've had some success on that counter play. They pull those 2 offensive linemen around. get a little bit of misdirection going against the Trailblazers, and that has been a running play that has worked for them so far.
Ball to 20, first and 10. Approach the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. Panic, pump fake, going to the end zone, wide open, touchdown, UC Davis. And just like that, UC Davis is an extra point away from cutting this lead to 3.
We talked about it. Blink of an eye, veteran team, no panic, no worry. There was nobody on the sideline fighting, arguing. These guys are prepped for this moment.
That's the 11th career touchdown for Batu, and he was wide open. That pump fake on the little slant corner, Trailblazers bit hard.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication again.
Ridley on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So, in a matter of about 4 minutes of game time, that 17-point lead is down to 3 with 2:02 left in the third. And if anybody thought this game was over, they don't know anything about UC Davis and
Never
what the
watched
talent
UC
they have.
Davis play, yeah.
All right, well, we saw what UC Davis can do. Now we got to see how Utah Tech responds. Can they do the same thing UC Davis did when the chips are down now? Because that sideline is completely dry right now for Utah Tech.
Yeah, a couple rough starts to start the second half when it came to these last couple drives for Bronson Barbin. It'll be interesting to see who they bring out at quarterback. Are they going to keep Barbin in? Do they want a little bit of change of pace to start the drive with Reggie Graff? Because the Trailblazers right now, they have to get a first down, at least one. You go 3-and-out right here again, give UC Davis more good field position. This could turn quickly against the Trailblazers right into UC Davis's favor.
Street and Garrett back to receive the kick from Mancera. Again, returnable. And Garrett, whoa. Garrett tried to draw a personal foul. UC Davis player nudged him, I guess. And he tried to get an Academy Award there, and the official just said, get up.
The ref said, get
Come
up, get out
on.
of here. This is football.
Come on.
Can't eliminate all of it.
Let's see here. Let's see if Garrett, how good an acting job is here. Oh, we didn't get it. That was a good thought anyway. All right. Bronson Barbin comes out with Asa Chapman in the backfield. Rex Connor has 13 tackles.
Wow.
Yeah. Handoff on the jet fly sweep to the tight end. Eric Olson breaks through a defender out to the 30-yard line. That's a 5-yard carry. All right, so coming into this game, Rex Connors was third in school history in tackles. He was 3 away from becoming number 2, 22 away from becoming number 1. Barbin, his tight end, first down across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. And again, that was Eggett. So basically right now he has 14 tackles. He is 8 tackles away from becoming the all-time leader in tackles in UC Davis history.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
That is really impressive.
Trailblazers, they got the first down you wanted.
Yes, sir.
We approach the 1-minute mark left in the third. Handoff right up the middle. 2-yard gain. Second down and 8. They won't need to snap this till about 30 seconds left in the second or in the third quarter. But you don't want to be worried about the clock. You need to score if you're a Utah Tech Trailblazer because they've kind of eased up the last 6 minutes of this ball game. And UC Davis has revved up. Second down and 8, 39-yard line. Bronson Barbin That's going to be intercepted. Here we go the other way. Down the right sideline. Big turnover on the interception. Drew Cofield, the freshman from Thousand Oaks, California. Miscommunication all the way. The receiver was going on the streak, and Bronson Barban threw the out.
And we talked about it. That's the stuff UC Davis wanted right there. This game turns completely on its head. UC straight drop back. As you said, complete miscommunication. Very underthrown football, and it's going the other way. 25-yard line going in for UC Davis.
And Drew Cofield, he is good as advertised. One of the highest ranked players to ever sign at UC Davis, true freshman, Newberry Park High School.
Already starting to pay dividends for the Aggies early in this season.
Barban's first interception of the night. Now UC Davis looking to regain the lead here. Final 30 seconds of the third. Fisher flanked to the right of Pinnock. Pinnock dances out of pressure and pushed out of bounds. Couple of yard loss. And a good job of closing out for the Trailblazers.
Looked like Dalen Love.
Dalen Love
that play.
Called his name last couple of times. Ten seconds remaining in the third. Two receivers wide left, two to the right. Fisher stopped just across the original line of scrimmage. Jay Sweeten, the first guy to get there. Love helped him out.
This is the end of the third quarter. Time out on the field.
So we've come to the end of the third quarter. Max, we got a good one going here. UC Davis down by 17. They come back to cut the lead to 3 as we head to the fourth quarter. Back here in St. George, Utah, we start the fourth quarter. And just a reminder, get all of ESPN College Football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited Planner. Log into your TV with your TV provider. So we head to the fourth quarter, 3-point lead, Utah Tech. UC Davis with the football, 3rd and 11 at the Trailblazer 26-yard line. Stacey Dobbins in motion. The handoff right up the middle, busts into the secondary, got a first down at the 10-yard line. 3rd and 11, he got 15.
That's a great call by UC Davis. You're thinking pass all the way, and just a little zone scheme right up front, pull the tackle around, get that first down.
Well, Mateo Perez having a big second half. Seldomly used in the first. He's up near over 40 yards now. 1st and 10 at the 11. They can get a first down at the 1. Pinnock, the inside screen, stopped by Devin Perkins. Tyler Hennessy with the catch. No gain.
Great stop by Perkins on that play. He catches that. That tackle's not made. He's going in for a touchdown. Great read by the corner.
You see the lineman was trying to come out there. Big number 79 was trying to come out there to make a block. Nava, but he fell down. So it's 2nd down and 10. Pinnock hands to Fisher. Stopped. Just inside the 10. They'll mark him down at the 7.
Jordan Fisher on the carry.
Will Oliveo comes up from the pile, as does Cody Carlson.
Make some noise, Trailblazer Nation. It's
3rd and 6. Again, the Aggies can get a first down at the 1. Now Pinnock sends 3 receivers to the right. He's going to throw. Pinnock, the pressure. They got him again. The 5th sack of the night by this Trailblazer defense. Marley comes in and makes a sack.
Fantastic play, being able to corral him. He looked like he had a lane to run out there. It looks like number 11, Will Alaveo, down on the field, grabbing his knee.
Grabbing his right foot. Hopefully it's just a cramp. There's been a lot of cramps here in the heat of Southern Utah. But the 5th sack of the night, make it the 6th sack of the night for the Trailblazers. Timeout.
Timeout.
Under 13 to play, 3-point Utah Tech lead. That's good. He just had a cramp. Will Alaveo was able to walk off under his own power. 12:47 left, 3-point lead. 4th down and 11, and it looks like the field goal unit Hunter Ridley comes on. And again, Hunter Ridley had a field goal blocked earlier, so he's now 29 for 36 in his career. This will be a 30-yarder. And that is good. So we're tied at 24 with 12:42 left here in St. George, Utah. That 17-point lead went away in a hurry, Max.
But again, as I talked about in the first half, field goals still at this point are a win for the defense. That's a win for Utah Tech to stop them right there, force a field goal, keep them from out of the end zone. It's a tie ball game, still anybody's game.
If you would have said to anybody in Utah Techville that it would be 24-24 with under 13 to play in the game before this game started, you think they would have taken that?
Yes, 100%.
Well, you got to give UC Davis a lot of credit. There's a reason why they're experienced. There's a reason why they're a top 10 team. There's a reason they made it to the quarterfinals last year in the playoffs, because they're good. They're well coached. They've got some great talent, some of the best in the country. They made a couple of mistakes in that third quarter.
Yeah.
But the Trailblazers, give them credit because they took advantage of those mistakes.
100%. And now you're seeing the seasoned veterans of UC Davis come to light. And this 12:42 is going to say a lot about both teams. Will experience trump, Utah Tech's
desperation, desire,
and naivety, really.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Trailblazers can grow up in the next 13 minutes.
For sure.
UC Davis can continue their upward ascent in the next 13 minutes. Well, there's a lot riding on this 13 minutes of the first game of the season in August. Shamar Garrett lets this thing bounce in the end zone. By the way, Utah Tech will be at Northern Arizona next week on Saturday afternoon. Right now, Northern Arizona trailing Arizona State 31-13 in the fourth quarter. UC Davis will be at Washington next Saturday. Right now, the Huskies tied with Colorado State 14 apiece at halftime. So a little pause in the action one more time. I think somebody was shaken up on the field. Yeah, it's a UC Davis player, and he seems to be okay walking off under his own power. It's good to see. That's Jaden Stanley, the defensive back. So here comes Bronson Barvin out again with the offense of Utah Tech. And after that first 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter, it's been all UC Davis after that. They've scored 14, 17 straight points.
And they might have found a little recipe in stopping this Trailblazer offense.
Barvin. And did that skip? Nope, they say he caught it. That's Dom Oliver again. And Oliver, that's his 5th catch of the night. We knew he was going to play, and they were expecting some big things from him, and well, he hasn't disappointed. No, as a true freshman.
Played very well in his debut.
Pick up 5, ball at the 30, second down. Barvin's going to run, trying to dance his way. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, that's it.
Looks like UC Davis might have seen that play one too many times tonight.
Yep, Darryl Porter finishes him off.
You got to be thinking when Barbin's in, especially when the backfield empties, you got to think quarterback draw.
So 3rd and 4. Boy, another 3 and out by the Trailblazers. And UC Davis may be like shark in the water, smelling blood. Under 11 and a half to play, 4th quarter. Barbin caught, True Tanner, and that's going to be right at the marker. 1st down. Needed 4, got 4 and a quarter.
If that.
Yeah. And the line judge on the other side said, come on, now Utah Tech going up with the tempo offense. Chapman dances his way for a 3, now make it 4 out to the 39-yard line.
And got buried by Porter Connors. Number 39 in white.
Yeah. Lance Anderson, when he was defensive coordinator at Stanford, knew what he was doing because he recruited Utah heavily and took a lot of great Utah players and took them to Stanford. And the Connor brothers were right there, almost ready to go to Stanford. 2nd down and 6. Barbin out in the flat, overthrows his intended receiver, Eric Olson. 3rd down and 6. Another 3rd down conversion opportunity coming up. Trailblazers 7 for 13 in 3rd down conversions. And last year, they were not good at all from 3rd down. They were only 30%. Right now, they're over 50. That's pretty good. Pretty good improvement.
An improvement on everything in game 1.
And this is one of the better defenses they're going to see all year.
Yeah.
Big play right here. 10:21 left. 3rd down and 6. Trying to keep it away from Pinnock and the Aggies offense. Barbin tried to force it into Rillos. No good. And guess who? One of the other Connor brothers. Connors. Porter Connors.
There was some disruption that happened there in the backfield. Wasn't a sack that took place, wasn't even a hit. But quarterbacks don't like it when stuff's happening around their feet. You see, a lot of guys are on the ground right in front of Barbin. That can throw a quarterback off.
So Ryan Marks back to kick this thing away.
Ryan Marks on the punt for the Trailblazers.
Riddick back inside his 20. He's had a couple of good returns tonight. Boy, you just feel the energy with the white jerseys and just being zapped on the Utah Tech side. Trailblazers need a play to get back that energy they had at the opening of this half. This is a wobbler. Riddick, fair catch at the 18. So we'll take a timeout. 10:09 left. Tie ball game. 24 apiece. UC Davis has it when we come back. UC Davis with the football. We're all tied at 24. Utah Tech, UC Davis. 10:09 left. Pinnock really coming on here in the 3rd quarter and the start of the 4th. Now he's 18 for 28, 179 yards. Hands off this time and knocked down Fisher right at the 20-yard line.
25, Moon Ashby on that tackle.
He was being tugged at around the ankles, and then Ashby just clocked him. He'll give him a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Jay Sweeten stepping up to the line. Here he comes, right up the middle. They run right past the blitz. Fisher, 1st down, 35-yard line. And we've got a flag after the play in the backfield. And this is going to be another personal foul on UC Davis.
That's a killer, man. You have a good play, and you don't play it clean.
Here comes a call.
The result of the play is a 1st down for UC Davis. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 23, his 1st of the game. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot.
Number 23.
First and 10, UC Davis.
That's the tight end, Winston Williams. Boy, great block on the offensive line. So it's going to be first down and 10, but instead out at the 35-yard line, be first and 10 at the 20. Pinnock, here comes the pressure. They get him again. Dallin Havea.
Nope, no, he wasn't down.
He wasn't down. And they get him. Wait a second. The referee just stopped. Let's see if they call this in the grasp. No, they're not.
No, it was the classic. He rolls over right on top of him.
But
I don't think he ever
I thought
touched
in
the
this
turf.
day and age of protecting the quarterback,
Second down and 7.
Yeah,
that's a
never
great
touched.
play. Great play by Pinnock. Second down and 7. Pinnock cross the middle, caught, first down, 33-yard line. So that penalty didn't hurt the Aggies much. Under 9 to play, they're on the move again.
Pinnock's a little shaken up. We'll see how much he decides to run on the rest of this drive.
Pinnock heating up here in the second half. Well, that tells you a lot about the kid, doesn't it? He had a tough first half. Pinnock, here comes the pressure again. He's got some room across the edge. They didn't contain, and Pinnock slides down at the 39-yard line, 6-yard scamper.
You're seeing him just play by play, put the Aggies on his back, and just march them down the field himself.
Second and 4, 8 minutes remaining. What a game to start the college football season. Pinnock going to take it himself. First down. And a Trailblazer down, and he had a crack at him, but Pinnock just put the shake on him.
Down, UC Davis, injury timeout.
And I think it's cramps again.
Looks like it's number 20.
Dallin Havea. Timeout. 7.5.
Please reset the game
UC Davis
clock
on the
to 7
move,
minutes
tied at
and
24.
33 seconds. 7:33.
7:33 left here in St. George, Utah. Utah Tech and UC Davis all knotted up at 24 apiece. First and 10 for the Aggies at their own 46-yard line. Caden Pinnock back in the gun at his 41. Pinnock caught near midfield. And that is Winston Williams, the second-rated tight end in the country. And that's his first reception of the night. Second down and 6, right at midfield. Vargas outside, flag down. Vargas brought down at the 45-yard line, about a yard shy of the first down, but this was probably coming back.
Holding offense, number 70. Our penalty, second down.
So Eli Simonson, the guilty party. He was all Big Sky academic honors last season. Started his college career in Nebraska. Wow. So second down and 16, ball spotted back at their own 40-yard line. Fisher goes wide right. Trailblazers looked a little confused in the secondary. And now Pinnock changing the play. Pinnock Out of pressure. What a pass. Caught. Foot race down the sideline. Touchdown, UC Davis. Samuel Batu, 60 yards. And UC Davis takes the lead, 30-24.
You want to talk about winning a foot race? That is what it looks like.
There was confusion in that secondary ever since that play started.
I mean, just an easy pitch and catch, and then just, how about you just outrun everybody on the freaking field? Down the sideline, cuts it back in, misses a tackle, touchdown, Aggies.
Batu's second touchdown of the night. He now has 12 career TDs. Extra point up and good. 6:17 left. UC Davis now back on top by 7. 31-24 here in St. George, Utah. All right, Max, time now for the Trailblazers. They haven't done anything for the last quarter and almost full quarter now.
Number 19
since scoring
for
2
Utah Tech
touchdowns
is
in
now
a couple
wearing number
minutes
68.
to begin the second half.
Number 19 for Utah
The
Tech.
experience of
is
UC
wearing
Davis
number
coming
68.
through, and now Utah Tech has to answer. They got to grow up in a hurry.
Got to be able to find something on offense. It'll be interesting. Do you again, we talked about it earlier. Do you bring Reggie Graff out here? Do you leave Bronson Barban out there? What are you going to do at quarterback? How can you find an answer, find something dynamic in order to march down the field and get some points?
Well, we shall find out shortly. You know, 2 theories there. Bring in Reggie, a little more seasoned veteran, dual threat, or go with Bronson Barban, let him work his way through it for the future. Either way, I think, is the right choice. And Shamar Garrett let that one bounce out of the end zone. So,
Touchback on the kickoff. Trailblazer ball at the 25-yard line.
that drive, 9 plays, 81 yards in under 4 minutes. When UC Davis scores, they don't take a long time to get there.
No.
And Bronson Barban's coming out. So you see the philosophy and what they want. They want to, you know, groom and develop Bronson Barban into being mentally tough, you know?
Yep.
Quick snap. Bronson Barban wasn't ready for it. And that's not the way you want to start a drive.
No.
7-yard loss. Things starting to fall apart just a little bit for the Trailblazers here.
Just a true miscommunication by Bryson Crowley, the center. He was the only one who knew the snap because the offensive line didn't move either when he snapped the football.
So 2nd down and 17, ball back at the 18. Boy, the life has gone out of this stadium. Barban caught. Shamar Garrett can't get away from the defender. Great defensive play there on the outside.
Great overfield tackle.
And that was Jaden Stanley.
Yeah, Stanley, that was fantastic on an athlete like Shamar Garrett to be able to make that tackle one-on-one in space. Great job.
And if he didn't make that tackle, Shamar would have had a lot of room. So here we go. This could be the last chance, really, with the way the UC Davis offense has been going. 3rd and 12. Here comes the pressure across the middle. Talik Brown not even close. Baston there to make the stop.
There's a flag on the play, it looks like.
In the
Personal
backfield.
foul, roughing the passer.
Roughing the
Defense
passer,
number 31.
drive alive.
High hit to the quarterback.
Oh, man. What a time to have
Spot
that happen.
includes an automatic first down.
Coach Plow's just got to be beside himself. That's not like this team at all.
No.
Let's see if we can see what happened here. Oh, man. Boy, I don't know, Max.
That is today's age of college football. Whether
man.
I don't agree with that at all,
man.
but
Yeah.
that is how they're calling the game these days.
Trailblazers will take it. If they're going to call that, they should have called Pinnock down when a guy had him wrapped up on that last drive. Barb and nowhere to go.
Looks like that was Reggie Graff.
Yeah, Reggie. It's time for Reggie to throw the ball because they're keying on him now running.
Second and 9.
Garrett and Oliver coming back in. Time getting to be a factor now. 4:15 and counting. Trailblazers have 2 timeouts left, as does UC Davis. Trailblazers down 7. Reggie across the middle, smashed into 2 defenders. Shamar Garrett. Well, that's a dangerous pass. He left Garrett out to dry.
And not only did he leave him out to dry, see who he let him dry with?
No,
Rex Connors. Like, that's never gonna.
Hey, give me the flex.
I mean, whether you, yeah. And
He's lucky he didn't get a taunting penalty there,
I mean-
because that was their emphasis. If you look down at a player and flex, that's a taunting penalty.
Hey,
We just
I
had
mean-
that discussion last week with the officials.
that was a play he deserved to flex on.
Here comes the pressure. Barman gets away from one guy and not going to get the first down. Is this 4-down territory under 4 minutes left?
Has to be.
Marvin on the keeper.
You haven't been able to stop UC Davis the last 4 drives. 24 unanswered points. This has to be 4-down territory, especially at midfield.
4th down and 3. It's probably the ball game right here. So here we go. Barban 28 yards rushing. That's Eric Olson now, sets up on the left side. 4th and 3. Barban across the middle, tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
Trailblazers turn it over on downs, and Shamar Garrett was open. I didn't see the lineman, but number 94, I think.
Jacob Syke. Fantastic play.
He saved it. Shamar Garrett was open. All right, that's a first down.
Getting your hands up in the passing lane. You can't ask for a defensive tackle to do anything but that on the quick game.
Shamar is trying to get Rex Connors a penalty on him. He tried to get another award from the academy there for the second time tonight. Trailblazers have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout, as Tim Plow can't be happy with the way his team made some mistakes tonight, but he's got to be pleased with the way they fought through it and come back.
The resiliency of this team, fantastic. A lot of teams were going to hole down 24-7 on the road. This team didn't blink.
Perez picks up a yard.
Mateo Perez.
They're going to call a timeout now? No. They'll probably wait and see what happens.
Tackled by Dallin.
Uh-oh. Perez limping off.
Yeah, down Havea had him up around the ankles.
And he's had a great second half. Perez now 6 carries, 48 yards, 8 yards per carry.
This is the first time all night we've seen them slow down.
Play clock down to 10. Pinnock letting that go all the way down to 5, 4. Handoff up the middle. Stop Fisher. And he's pushed backwards, going to lose a yard. And now Lance Anderson uses his second timeout. He's got 1 left with 2:24 left. And a 3rd and 10 coming up.
Initially met by Havea again.
1 yard loss on the play.
Coming up after this game, we'll have our Trailblazer post-game show on Trailblazer Sports Vision on YouTube. Utah Tech's official YouTube channel. And also on the Fan Sports Radio Network. We'll have player of the game Coach Anderson as well. Two ways to look at this. Coach Anderson's got to be pleased with the way his team fought against a team as experienced, with playoff experience as UC Davis and a top 10 team. But he also has to be disappointed that he couldn't finish it off.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, being up
17 in the third.
It's like to watch your team implode a little bit. That's painful. But we got 2:26 left. We'll see what happens. Third down.
Twins receivers all the way out top, and a handoff to Fisher, and he's stuffed. And that's going to bring up fourth down. Lance Anderson going to use the last timeout. Nope. He's going to let this thing go down to the 2-minute timeout.
And there's still a ball game with us.
So the 2-minute timeout will happen, and then they'll kick it off, and Trailblazers will get it back with about 1:50 left. So timeout we go to the final 2 minutes. Trailblazers back with a chance to tie here in St. George, Utah. Two minutes left here in St. George, Utah. UC Davis ready to punt this thing away to Shamar Garrett. K. Cox back at his 35-yard line. And he's going to angle this to the corner. Shamar Garrett takes it inside the 15. So Utah Tech got to travel 86 yards in 1:54 to tie this thing up. What a game to start the college football season, though. Good experience for Utah Tech because they got to go toe-to-toe with a top 10 team. Good experience for UC Davis because they made some unforced errors, and the Trailblazers took advantage of it, but they fought through it.
We talked about growing up in the last 13 minutes of the game. We're really going to see if they can grow up in this last 1:54.
Pass out in the flat. Chapman gets put on his noggin at the 19. That's going to be about a 5-yard gain. Hurry up offense for the Trailblazers. One timeout remaining for Utah Tech. Barban's going deep. Eric Olson's there. Jump ball caught. Midfield. Eric Olson. And that time he got the best of Mr. Connors. Of course, Eric Olson is a little bit taller than Connors. He is 6'5", and Rex Connors is 6'1".
Yeah,
4 inches help there.
Throwing up to your big tight end, let him go get it.
1:23 left. Barban caught again. Rillos first down, 39-yard line of UC Davis. Clock stopped, 1:15 left. Bang, bang. Trailblazers got something going here.
They got to run another old lineman in. He had a helmet come off.
Remember earlier in this game I said when Utah Tech in practice through fall camp go to the hurry-up offense, they get in a rhythm and they're more successful? Well, this is exactly what we saw all fall camp. So here we go. Barban, 1st and 10 at the 39 of UC Davis. Bronson knocked away. Well read by UC Davis. And is that your man, Syke? Nope, that's Porter. Nope, wrong twice. That's 31.
Sam Golgowski.
Yeah, Golgowski.
That was about ball game right there.
Yeah, it was. He read that one.
I mean, that should have been a pick six, game over.
Yeah, he read that one just like we did up here. Said, don't throw it out in the flat. 1:06 left. 2nd down, 39-yard line. UC Davis rushing 3. Barban steps up. Throws into coverage, almost intercepted. Now it's intercepted. What a play by the defense, and Bronson Barban threw a pass he should not have.
And there's the inexperience versus the experience. That's a ball you throw out of bounds.
Yep.
That's a ball you throw out of bounds. He threw it up, tried to give his receiver a chance, coming across his body as he's being rushed. You're going to see him sit in the pocket, get flushed out to his left, Throw the ball away. Throw the ball.
I mean, I don't know who he's throwing to
that's
there.
That's the one pass you don't want to throw.
Nate Racina, the Cal transfer, ices this ball game.
Great play by him. Great game by him. We've seen number 8 all over the field, and Racina ices the ball game against the inexperienced Utah Tech Trailblazers, and nothing shows more inexperience than that type of play.
2 passes Bronson Barban would love to have back, and they both were ill-advised interceptions. He was 24 for 39, 222, but 2 picks.
24 unanswered points.
Yep.
By UC Davis.
That's why they're a top 10 team. They've been there. They know how to win. Trailblazers are trying to figure out how to win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty simple when you hear it like that, but it's difficult to do.
It is. It is difficult to do. You can start to see the culture of Coach Anderson kind of start to shine through this team. They just got to be able to finish, and again, that comes with repetition. That comes with experience. That comes with everything that UC Davis has. So this has been a fantastic game by the Aggies. A good showing, a good measuring stick for the Trailblazers. But again, the top 10 team comes out on top.
So a couple more knees, and that'll be it. So UC Davis will head to Washington in Seattle, take on the Huskies next Saturday. Utah Tech will go take another top 20 team, NAU, in Flagstaff on Saturday. I think both teams can be pleased. I think Utah Tech can be more pleased, though, than UC Davis, because Trailblazer did a lot of good things that we didn't see last year, but a couple of things still came up that hurt them last year. But UC Davis, you're not going to have great games every game. They made a couple of unforced errors. Trailblazers took advantage of it, but they fought back and proved why they are a top 10 team. 3 road trips start the season. This is kind of about as good as you can ask for from UC Davis. And this is the play that iced it here at the end. Regina, nice bobbling catch. So that'll do it, Max. What a game to start the college football season. Yes, sir. Trailblazers had a 17-point lead in the third quarter, but UC Davis coming back with 24 unanswered to get the 7-point win, 31-24. But Max, when you look at the yardage, we said, Utah Tech gave up about 272 yards rushing per game last year, correct? Yeah. We said they got around 150, they'd be okay with that, right? What do you think they allowed UC Davis tonight?
Hey fans, make sure you tune into the Trailblazer
164. Yeah. You'll take that against this team.
100%.
Right.
Especially giving up a 60-yard run in the first quarter.
Yeah, so about 100 yards other than one play. Pennick, boy, give him a lot of credit. He was under 100 yards in the first half. Finished 21 of 31, 253 yards, 3 touchdowns. Wow. All in the second half. Yep. I think he grew up a lot tonight, too. Absolutely. Because his first half, Trailblazers sacked him 5 times in that first half. Yes. And they had him flustered. And we talk about UC Davis and their experience. The one place they don't have experience is a quarterback. Right. This is his second start in college. Yeah. And so for him to be able to not blink, stare in the eyes of 5 sacks, come back and do what he did in the second half, fantastic. Yep. It shows what kind of mental toughness he has, but his athleticism. Trailblazers kept him contained like they had to do, but he showed that he can hit the passes as well, sitting back in the pocket. Rushing today, Jordan Fisher, 66-yard run for a touchdown in the first half. He finished with 105 yards. For Utah Tech, Bronson Barban, 24 of 39, 222 yards. Great stats, except for the 2 interceptions. He would like to have those 2 back. One to end the game. Reggie Graff came in 4 for 5, 50 yards. He threw 2 touchdowns. Bronson Barban, this is not what you want. Bronson Barban was the leading rusher for the Trailblazers with 28 yards.
Yeah.
And Reggie Graff, second leading rusher, with 23.
Yep.
You don't want your quarterback, unless you are a triple option team like Air Force, to have your quarterback the leading rusher, or both your quarterbacks the leading rusher.
Yeah.
That's got to change.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to figure out something at running back, whether that's putting Shamar Garrett back there or feeding Chris Street more or changing the look of the running game. Something's got to happen.
Offensive line did a pretty good job on pass protection, but against the run, that's a stout defensive line.
Absolutely.
And Rex Connors and Porter Connors, the brothers Grimm from Pleasant Grove for the opponents. Well, Max, it was a fun first game. A lot to look forward to for both teams. UC Davis now goes to Washington, take on the Huskies. Trailblazers go to Northern Arizona next week to take on the Lumberjacks. So, for our entire crew and Max Christensen, I'm Rod Zundel saying so long from St. George, Utah, where the final score tonight is UC Davis 31, Utah Tech 24. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Good night from St. George.